Got the niggas doing strange shit.
Well, peace, Black African power. What it do, ladies and gentlemen? We got another Just Hit the Button show for you, live and full effect. And Pseudo Killer official, Cedrick Ortega. He got something to get off his chest, ladies and gentlemen. So here it go. What up, Cedrick?
Peace, Lady Killer Juju. Peace to the rest of the panel. I see Sosa on there. Who else is here with us?
You got
I see
Omar Reed, Pseudo Killer
Omar
Army,
Reed.
Brad,
We got
Pseudo Killer Army.
Brad and Pseudo Killer Official, my boy DQ Hampton in the building. Thanks for hosting this impromptu conversation, Juju. I appreciate it. Let me just bite this thing right off the head, right off
Go
the
off,
head. Right off
Cedrick. Go off.
yeah. For too long now, our good brother in the community, Reggie, has been taking shots. And these shots have been increasing in intensity and in its disingenuous and disrespectful nature towards the pseudo killers. Um, in the scholarly community, we engage in debates and we go at each other pretty hard. When you stand on premises that are flawed, your arguments are dissected, your logic is questioned, and Reggie's been always claiming to be this scholarly person, this intellectual in the community. Been scamming way too long. Now, I didn't come in the community today, but I'm a good learner. I'm scientifically literate. And what I do is I address your arguments. And when your arguments are flawed, I need to question your motives, your intent, and your reasoning. So, this whole debate about quote unquote Black Egypt has been, the pseudo killers has been strawman, misrepresented, uh, claims are being made, arguments are thrown on the table that, quite frankly, proves or illustrates how scientifically illiterate Reggie actually is. So now, when the pressure is on and you need to rely on your scientific literacy, we see that Reggie lacks in all areas. First, this whole thing exploded when we introduced the skin map, a scientific theory comprised and compiled by doctors who studied the evidence, examined the information, and came to the conclusion that that UVV exposure and your distance from the equator is going to determine the melanin content in human skin. So as we look all around the equator, all around the world, we see that a darker hue is most prevalent around the equator on all continents. So this argument that Reggie is trying to have is pseudo in its inception. Why? There was no one monotype human being. As humans evolved and spread over the continent of Africa, environmental pressures produced the phenotypes that we see. We see that Reggie's being very disingenuous when he wants to focus on Black Egypt, the southern part of Egypt, makes creating the illusion that Egypt is only about the size of New York, when in actuality, the River Nile stretches longer than the United States is wide. There were cultures developing all along the Nile, including the northern part of northeast Egypt, which is the Delta area. We know about the migration patterns from Libya to the Delta and from the Delta into the Sinai and back. We know that this migration pattern was happening before the Neolithic period. And during the Neolithic period, they increasingly continue to settle along the Nile because of the Green Sahara becoming the desertification of the Green Sahara. We understand all this. But to pretend that human migration only went south is disingenuous at best, pseudo at most. At the point that these two civilizations, Upper and Lower Kemet, unified, there was established cultures in the north. Farming, which is essential to the Egyptian civilization. Sheep, goats, Pepe's mama and dada came from the north. Pepe's mama and dada, because according to Reggie, Pepe's mama and dada are goats. They were introduced in the north. So to try and pretend that there is no civilizations in the northern part of Egypt is disingenuous. But you know why they need to do that? Because they can't get around the skin map. They can't get around the fact that human migration back and forth in this area, that mutations happened outside of Africa, came back into Africa. These same mutations are visible inside of Africa. So that means that the phenotype that exists in the Levant, northeast, and northern Africa, we cannot accept, because Africa needs to be blackety black. The pseudo killers stand on the scientific data, which states that ancient Egypt was a multi-ethnical, multicultural society with phenotypes ranging from light in the north to dark in the south. And to establish this, they come with yet more pseudo nonsense. The invaders. Now let's slow this conversation down after what I just said. I'm going to take you somewhere else outside of Africa. We're going to go to China. China invades Taiwan. Are you going to see a phenotypical shift so dramatically as to claim that the indigenous people of Taiwan, that those people are not the indigenous people of Taiwan? No, you know why he can't make that claim? Because they're too close genetically and phenotypically. And that's the reality of Northeast Africa. We can't get around that, and there's no need to get around that. And if you can't agree with what the scientific consensus say, I got to question your ideology, your blackology. I got to question your honesty towards the community. I got to question your integrity in bringing correct and accurate information to the people. When every time you get on a program, you need to lie. You need to misrepresent sources. And when we bring those same sources and prove you wrong, then you start with the ad hominems. We can't read the meta-netta, the most stupidest argument you would ever hear. When we rely on the scientific consensus, don't you think that the people that arrived at the scientific consensus didn't read all the meta-netta and not pick and choose the conjecture stuff that they want to use? Look, it says it right here, read. While there's a whole body of work, 3,000 years worth of material. You guys come on and talk about sources. You pull up the TLA and you play with words and pretend that you're doing scholarship. When smash, my poor brother doesn't even know what to falsify is. Otherwise, he would have never brought that one table of nations that is the anomaly compared to the other 5 or 6 representation of this same ritual. You're either disingenuous or you don't actually know how to do scholarship. I think it's a combination of both. We're not minions over here. We actually read. We follow the sources. And when you want to understand ancient Egypt, it's multidisciplinary. There's anthropology. There's archeology. There's genetics. that's in the game today. No one on this panel denies that ancient Egyptians understood what it meant to what the color black means. Smash's book actually establishes yet again what the scientific consensus is. It's a part of their deification. Every time that you would see someone depicted as jet black, it was in the afterlife. Go figure. Your arguments are flawed. Your reasoning isn't sound. I told Reggie, you cannot use an argument like, look here, he says the black. Reggie, I can pull up 10 Europeans that call themselves the black. Reggie, your argument and your reasoning is infantile. This is the reason you can't have a mature conversation with me. That's why you got to do the hostile escape. But I understand your psyche, Reggie. I understand people like you. You're a has-been that is a wannabe that never will be. You're always claiming to know and name drop scholars that, Reggie, quite frankly, are not relevant today. Why? Because science continues to grow. We don't talk about Darwin anymore. Only in this community is necessary to refer to Darwin because of your pseudo arguments. You never hear me call a name of a particular individual. Why? Because that's not necessary in science. We study the body of work. It's irrelevant who put it there. You want to read a particular individual's book? Fine. But when we talk about the science, I don't need to drop a name. I don't worship no individual, Reggie. You wanted to be in that Dr. Ben's position. You wanted someone to sit at your feet. And it was kind of working, right? In the community. Dr. Reggie would come on, Dr. Reggie. And you would sound all sophisticated, made flawed arguments, never get no pushback. And you were comfortable. You're not my elder, Reggie. I'm 50 years old. My dad is dead. That's my elder. That's the one person I consistently tell everybody, that's the man I look up to. Maybe you didn't had yours. That's why you need all these other daddies. But I had mine. So don't expect no reverence from me. You're 50, how much? I'm 50 years old. I got 7 kids. My oldest is 27. And every Christmas, I spend it with all of them. My 4 eldest are studying in Europe. I've already illustrated what I actually do for my community. I established the national laboratory, both medical and environmental. My name is on 3 legislation, Reggie. The Drinking Water Act, the Food Safety legislation, and the environmental laws pertaining to water quality, surface water quality. I wrote 3 laws, Reggie. I actually wrote them, and they are implemented, Reggie. We are not equal. During COVID, I was the direct advisor to the Minister of Public Health, Reggie. This is what I actually do for my community. I am a public advocate against pedophilia, Reggie, and public advocate. I am running for public office, and one of my platforms is to increase the penalties, introduce sexting legislation, and create a hotline, Reggie, for pedophilia, Reggie. This is what I actually represent in my community. This is the last time you are going to get on a platform and disrespect me or the pseudo killers. Not going to tell you why. You should know at this point exactly why. Do not come at the pseudo killers with any level of disrespect ever again, Reggie. Now let's address your last ignorant piece of production, you idiot. Skepticism, Reggie. We practice skepticism over here. You know why, Reggie? We came into a community that for years was claim after claim, unsupported claim, pseudo nonsense after pseudo nonsense. And accurate skepticism questions these claims. You guys are the one with the claim, Reggie. The ancient Egyptians called themselves black. That's the claim. And what a pseudo killer is going to do? Examine your claim. And we have examined that claim from every angle possible. And there is no validity to it. A skeptic doesn't jump on your claim and ride your bandwagon because of an ideology that's outdated, irrelevant, and won't take us anywhere, to the point you need to lie to your community. What you do on these platforms, Reggie, is lie. Disingenuous. You take our people back, yet brag that you have a son in a PhD program. Yet another way of showing your grandeur compared to the rest, Reggie. But unfortunately, you cannot do that with me. I present at symposiums, Reggie. You asking me for a presentation? I didn't do a presentation. This is where you are obligated to do a presentation, Reggie. I sit on a management board, Reggie. When I do presentations, it's because it's about millions of dollars and saving people's lives, Reggie. We are not equal. That's a fact. I don't come on here and beat on my chest, because we all up here are students. We engage in the learning process in real time so that the folks can understand and apply the tools necessary to call out frauds, scammers, and pseudos like you running a racket on people for too damn long. Doing this shit for 30 years. And in the last 3, I can dissect every argument you ever had as a lie. You do not want to engage in this manner with me, Reggie, every time I step up, because none of this stuff is personal to me. I'll see you tomorrow. Hey, Reggie. But I see you're all in your feelings. You're just like that grown man child over there with his even more silly arguments, not even worthy of a conversation. If you don't know what to falsify is, bro, I'm done. I'm going to laugh at you every time you open your mouth. You silly. If you, Smash Rockwell, can make a dumb ass mistake, like bringing up that one table of nations saying, look, they black. Dude, I'm done with you. I'm done. You're not even on my level. And how long you been reading the Metal Neta with your TLA playing, and y'all don't even know that, like Spanish, hombre rojo, man black, man red, is the same way it's done in Kemet. So when you see black after what you've established as black land, that is people of black land, Reggie. You need to stop it. Go retire somewhere. Stop begging for cash apps after giving people false information, Reggie. Stop it. At this point, the gig is up. You are never, ever, ever in your life going to attain the recognition of a Dr. Ben, a Dr. Leonard Jeffries, a Dr. Smalls, a Dr. Clark. You're never, ever gonna be that dude, brother. Those days are done. So you need to sit down, get out of the way, stop making a fool of yourself trying to battle a bro like me that is actually in the real world, Reggie. You don't know who I am. But if you want to go there, we can go there in any manner. Every time I step up is because I want to challenge your information in real time. You call me out in the chat. You block me like a little, like an infantile would. Let's just say that. No, you say what you want, block my response. I jump up on the panel, Reggie, and you ain't got the cojones para verme en mi cara, porque tú no eres hombre. Je bent geen vent. Je bent een mietje. Want a humble. Want a koi pendeu. You're not a man, Reggie. I said it in 4 different languages, Reggie. You try that. We are not equal, Reggie. Never will be. I gave you your respect because I came into an environment that you were. But you know what my name means, Reggie? It means great warrior chief. I chop your head off at the first moment of disrespect. Because although I'm quiet and I'm humble, I listen to you. I listen to you way too good for you to try and run your flim flam on us. Every video you did over the last couple of months has been a straw man, a lie. You're disingenuous. The pseudo killers got you shook. That's why you can't keep my name out your mouth. As for entertainer Reggie, I'm a 20-year veteran stage actor in my community. Reggie, in my community, we made a award-winning. You know what? We won the Black Hollywood Film Festival, Reggie, in LA, from My Little Rock, with me in the lead role. Go look it up. Pan Man, Rhythm of the Palms. Look at which movie we beat out. Tyler Perry's Why Did I Get Married? 2, Reggie. So I ain't nothing fake about me, Reggie. Nothing. Make this the last time you utter your name out my mouth. Otherwise, every time I step up, I'm going to play that Bambada clip, which illustrates who you really are. When the pressure is on, that right there illustrates everything what you're about compared to what I'm about. That's why you would lie, cheat, be a fraud in the community instead of bringing them the accurate information. Maybe it's my fault because I gave you way too much credit than you actually deserve. With that,
hey, now let's start the show, Cedrick. Let's start the show, Cedrick. Black African Power.
Black African Power.
Was good, was cracking. Hey, man, shoot, man. Hey, look, man, Pseudo Killer Official, man. What's going on?
Hey, man, you know what it is, man. Just listen to my man, yo. These dudes out here is very, very disrespectful, yo. They underestimate the power, yo. They underestimate education, yo. You know what I'm saying? They underestimate the resolve, yo. They underestimate all that, yo. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know why niggas underestimate me. I'm confused, yo. You know me. Bobby Banger, God Killer.
God Killer.
You know how we do, yo. Man, I got love for everybody, yo. I want to see everybody have what I got. I don't got no secret mission, yo, to be the greatest of all time, yo. I respect my elders, yo, all day. I respect, you know what I'm saying? Everybody know. I stand on the shoulders. Dr. Ben, you know what I'm saying? John Jackson, right? Hubert Harris. They the atheists, yo. You see, us atheists been shaking up the community for a long time, yo. And it's that time to shake that shit up again and again and again and again. So, yo, I was highly motivated hearing you speak, brother. I already know what you was and how you was doing it. I understand it, yo. So, you know, we growing around here. So teams change, man. Things work. Man, it's like the seasons, yo. Summer, winter, spring, and fall, man. You know what I mean? You might been on one team one day, yo. They stop growing, yo. And you got to keep building, yo. So we building over here. Real strong, real tight. And you know what I'm saying, yo? We want all the damn smoke. We in that high altitude bomber, yo. We got the tanks. We got the technology, yo. We got the sway to go behind that. See, that's something when you got all the answers and plus the sway. Come on, man. Yeah, some people you just gotta leave alone, yo. I learned this a long time in Baltimore, yo. You know what I mean? Some crews you just leave them alone, yo. Let them do what they doing, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to educate the people, right? And there's people all over here, yo. They want to educate the people, yo. We're not concerned about your personal feelings about how you feel about Dr. Ben Book or how you feel about the Black Egypt. Yo, we just want to see what the data says and what it represents, yo. And at least we are intelligent enough to recognize that the data puts Egypt safely fixed in Africa. Indigenous Africans. Anything past that, I don't know what you're talking about. And indigenous Africans don't mean that there wasn't other incursion, right, from other gene pools. Doesn't mean that at all. It doesn't mean none of the things y'all never understood, because we're really in the middle of a evolutionary conversation when we're talking about populations. We're really trying to figure out who really understands Egyptian culture and nuance. That's what we felt. No, we found out niggas don't really know what Egypt is for real. Niggas don't really understand Egyptian culture. I got a quick question, because it's hard to follow that shit the mighty warrior Cedrick just put out. It's hard to follow that. My question is this: when exactly did the conscious community recognize that the Egyptians was the first to promote color racism and attribute skin color on humans, you know what I'm saying, in a racial manner? When exactly did y'all realize that? For y'all to really win this argument, right, you have to prove that the Egyptians was practicing color racism, meaning based off their skin color, they are superior to other people. And that's exactly what y'all promote. So every time I say Black African power, yo, I'm promoting power to my damn color. I'm promoting power to the experience of African Americans. Those brothers and sisters in Africa didn't have to promote power to their skin color. But y'all have overturned that magic bullet. Y'all have effectively proven, so y'all say, based off the books, based off of this, that these people are Black people before the influence of Europeans. That these people are the first to promote color racism. The Romans didn't do it. The Greeks didn't do it. So damn, now we know that the Egyptians glorified their skin color. And I'm saying Egyptians. And then y'all think we stupid because when we start talking about Egyptians, y'all ride on over into Kush real quick, where you know the darkest people than a lot of people are. Y'all play that game all the way. Right? So I'm confused. I don't understand. And what's up with you, Sosa, man? What's good, man? You got these dudes, man. You got them running, yo. I done seen you have 2 great conversations. And I'm saying with class, and I'm saying with style, and I'm saying right on point, yo. You had it with Jonathan Owens, right? Broke him all the way down. You had it with Chief X, broke him all the way down. And I'm saying I appreciate those conversations, because in those powerful conversations, yo, we all learn something, man. What's going on, though, Sosa, man? I see you in the cut all day, every day, man. Top notch.
Yeah.
What's up, bro?
Everything good, man. Banging in the chat, man. Banging on the panel. You know what I'm saying? Here what I do. Here to do what I always do, man. Share what I know, man. Learn what I don't know. You feel me? And shoot, shit, Kent, shit, what's on your mind, baby?
What's happening? What's happening with you, man? You know what I mean? Just got through polishing my new dress shoes. But y'all ain't tell me y'all putting the boots back on, man. Now I got my dress shoes on, feel like I'm going to a funeral in this bitch.
Told you, I told you,
It's a
I
retirement,
told you, Ken.
retirement celebration, man. It's a retirement celebration.
Man, look, I don't usually pick on the homeless, man, but when y'all do, goddamn, you know, I ain't gonna go there, man. Hey, what's happening with you, man? Everything good with your brother? I'm just enjoying Sid's monologue, man. Appreciate everything the brother does do for the channel, man. I heard it was said that he don't add nothing to the channel. He does a lot. You know, he's one of our most powerful, brilliant minds to hit this channel in Pseudo Killas period. So just want to thank him for that. And peace to everybody else on what's up, God Killer, man. I see you, man. What's up, Garfield, Jolanda, Said, Sosa, and DQ. And I don't is that Reggie? That ain't Reggie. Y'all crazy, yo. Y'all crazy. No, man. What's up, man? Just enjoying listening to y'all guys, though, man. What's happening with you?
Appreciate that.
Go ahead, DQ, take it.
Oh, no, you know me, baby. I'm sitting back ready. I'm the one y'all don't leave them around me unless you don't want them shot. Y'all already know how I go. So yeah, y'all handle y'all business. I'm sitting back watching. Pseudo Killas up all day.
So good juju.
10-4. Yeah. What?
What's on your mind? Are you ready to roll? I could pass it to Brass if you ain't got enough.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm just driving. Yo, I'm just riding with the family. You feel me? Like, yo, if they say we gotta get them, we gotta get them. That's all.
Juju got a window seat. She just chilling.
Just
Yeah,
chilling.
I feel you. Brad was good. I understand. Brad was good.
Cedric, who are you? Moreover, whichever, immigrants don't have a place in this conversation.
Yeah, that's
Ain't that true?
I
wrote a black city plan that was never put in place.
Nigga stupid.
I slept, ate, breathed at the feet.
Slept at the feet.
At the feet.
That's
The
nasty.
feet.
How you gonna tell me that the museums is right when I know I'm right? They're wrong. Black,
You almost choked me on that one.
black, bitumen, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I got to say.
Omar, what's good?
Oh, that shit crazy. Ladies and gentlemen.
Shout out to them feet, man. Shout out to the feet.
Shout out to the feet, man.
Shout out to the toenail clippers.
Omar, what's good?
Sure, man. Just chilling and listening, man. Sucking up the knowledge, man. I think said dropped that bomb. Yeah, he must have been up there with Ankh and the bomber, cause that was a atomic bomb right there, bro.
For sure.
Nah,
so brother,
for
go off
real,
with
though.
pull up for the drive by.
Hold on,
What's good?
Nah,
Let's get the intro, Brass. Hold on.
Okay.
Hey, peace and love. Hey, Kent, peace. Pseudo Killas, Juju,
Peace.
Cedrick, Turtle Green, DQ, you crazy.
Sea turtle green pill, baby.
Brass, you crazy as hell. Omar, what up?
What's up, Garfield?
Peace, Garfield. You already know what it is.
I'm just on here because I see y'all put Reggie and Ausar in Makar. I don't know why y'all wasting y'all time with the dude that says that people came off the boats with Egyptian names, so the Egyptians were here on the slave trade. So I don't know why y'all wasting time with that crazy guy, but I don't know what happened today. So y'all gotta break that down to me. That's why I jumped.
I know he said so. I said that. So I said some wild shit.
Yeah, he do, but you know, he wanted to be relevant, so we helping him out, I guess.
Let me ask a question before we even go any further. I don't want to take over y'all show, but what do the colors mean on the walls when they are reddish brown or yellow or light brown? What does that mean? Does that mean the people are light brown, they white, they yellow, or the woman really yellow in Egypt?
Oh, you're trying to get into the symbolism of the colors. I see you.
What's going on? I'm trying to figure out, man, because they pseudos they just flood the colors, they flood the pictures, man. Flood us with that.
Coloring book shit. It was yellow people in Egypt. Definitely was yellow people in Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Because if it was just about skin, why would they paint the other ones green?
Yep. Crazy.
So they're saying green people was there too.
Mm-hmm.
So how are we gonna separate? You know what I mean? So definitely there's a separation.
No, the blue ones are indigenous.
Yeah,
the blue ones.
In a town full of people, why would this one be the black one? If they all black, but he the black one.
He the only
black.
Let me do some Spanish like Cedric. Hey, Cedric, was that Spanish or papiamento?
Both. I did Spanish first and papiamento after. Okay. They're similar though.
Yeah, I heard you, so that's why I asked. But anyway, continue. I'm here for the shit today. I'm here. I'll say what y'all don't want to say.
Hey, I doubt that, Garfield.
Yeah,
I got something.
I think I said it. Yeah, I forgot the homeless part though. I forgot that.
Man.
Yeah, we were
Anka,
trying
I
to figure
refuse.
out.
I refuse to even address that fool.
We were
That
trying to
dude
figure.
is the most ignorant pseudo man. You know, at some point when you're so off base, I just can look at you and shake my head like, okay, what do you say to that level of stupidity?
Yeah, because we trying to figure out like, is it possible that they just can't, that they just don't understand? Like we find it hard to believe that they just don't understand. Like we think
Yeah.
it's got to be something else. Like
Yeah,
They
I don't
can't
know.
make.
You know what, so I think we need to. I think we need to actually kind of, we had that conversation, man, and that's what that's when I kind of realized, yo, like when Marcus read the just talked about the confirmation bias, right? And it was a particular one, and we're definitely going to do a show on that, right? And so this is actually and in the words of Brass, a social experiment. Brass is wild for the social experiment. It's
You
like
know, you
funny.
know, at this point, I they gotta be scamming, Unc. If we look at the continent of
But
Africa,
let me finish my
and
point.
we know,
Finish
and
my
we know that
You can't
the
yell. You
Congo,
can't yell,
let
Chef.
finish the point, Sam. Let him
No,
finish
I
the
can't
point.
yell.
Let him finish his point.
Say, let me finish the point I want to make here. It's important. Watch this. Trust me, yo, you got the mic on fire. Yo, ain't nobody. Trust me, that shit's still in the ethers. Goddamn it, trust me, that shit was hot. We gonna clip that, play that, get 100,000 views on that. That shit hot right there. Yo, we gonna push that. The conversation that Pseudo Killers is trying to understand, right? The same way the competition do. I'm talking about the competition. I'm talking about the world we live in. Bureau investigations, KGB, governments around the world, they study psychology and why people do what they do. In America, when you're dealing with the criminal justice system, right? The FBI, they actually trying to figure out, they have a profile, right? On serial killers and why they do what they do. Molesters, why they do what they do, right? Because they're studying the brain, right? The minds of these people to figure out what it is. War criminals, the whole 9 yards. So we find ourselves in a vicarious situation, and we're studying the psyche of African Americans, right? So why would an African American bring up a source coming from Oxford, and the source clearly tells you that it's an American standard, it's an American view. So why would the African American read that and misunderstand that they're simply saying that the personalized statement that I'm making, it only bolds true in America, right? So it's actually subjective. The conversation we're having is objective, right? We want to know what's true no matter where you go. Okay, so Homo sapiens sapien is Homo sapiens sapien no matter where he goes. He's Homo sapiens sapien, right? So what mindset would cause you bias? Was it based off of? I think I understand it. It's post-traumatic foolery syndrome. Absolutely. And is that because we've actually been racialized so much so that the people that claim to be intelligent on the said subject matter follow the blueprint that was laid down to segregate us? Should we pull up the picture to say, this water fountain is for white people and this water fountain is for colored people? Have you forgotten the fight and the struggle we fought to get away from that? Have you forgotten how just that segregation piece right there, yo, how it marginalized us, right? How it degraded our status and life amongst our families. Have we forgotten that? We understand why an African American would say Black African power, but what we can't understand is why an African American would place the ideals and wildness of European global racism, white supremacy on a group of people in Africa who probably for the most part never even seen a damn white person, let alone understood what colonialism was. They was an empire, par none. They wasn't stunting none of that. They had their own ideas. They had what we call for real African agency to name and call themselves who they want. So why would a group of African Americans place that stigma on them? For 350,000 years, there's no real reference to Homo sapiens sapien putting color context on skin color. know what I'm saying, adding attributes to skin color on humans that would make this person better than that. But all of a sudden, yo, we got people writing books, we got people doing, all of a sudden is that. So what's the real mindset behind that, Sosa? Like, what's really going on with that? It's something more than what we really understand here, bro.
Yeah, shit's wild. Shit's wild. Said you want to say something? Because I was gonna show something real quick if I can share it.
You know, I can understand that us as a people have this problem, but when we are in these streets and we're dealing with grown men and guys that are literate, they can read. They're in the museums, that they sat at the feet of all these doctors, so their comprehension level isn't skewed. So they understand. For example, a continent can be invaded, right? We can look at the whole of Africa pretty much. Invaded, colonized, people, their identity taken away from them on their homeland, forced to speak another language, develop other cultural practices, all under the guise of being invaded and colonized. Yet nobody
And
here is
20
going to
million
go to the
associated.
Congo today and say the people there aren't the original people because of admixture and invasions. What? It is infantile in your reasoning to suggest at the point that you have an empire, which is Egypt, unified upper and lower Kemet, and invaders coming in and creating the illusion as if, you know what happened? The Hyksos, all their land dried up. They didn't have no more resources. So the king and the whole family and the whole 3 million of them entered into Egypt, supplanting the indigenous. No, that's not what happened, man. Stop lying to the people. An army comes in. The army goes to the capital, takes over the government. They put their troops in strategic places. The populace stays right there. You know why? Because they took over the empire based on its economy, its flourishing. The people are not going to get up and go. The farmers need to farm. The miners need to mine. They're not going anywhere. Stop lying. Stop using this invasion argument. You're being disingenuous and you're preying on the emotions of the people that listen to you. That makes you a scammer. That is the highest level of disingenuousness for someone that says he cares about his people. You
And
can't
too
do it.
with the mass movement of large population of people, it would be similar to like the story of the Exodus with the Israelites. You would see it in the archaeological records, right? Like with a mass movement of people, you not only will you see it in a society because it would bring about a collapse because you got think of like in America, thousands of people just left Walmart and Burger King. You would feel it, what I'm saying? But also with that large movement, you would see it in the peripheral. It would be recorded in the peripheral by other groups of people because you got large groups of people now coming into areas. It may cause conflict. It would be very well documented, at least on a peripheral. You know what I'm saying? So with that argument, there's not even any scholastic academic backing of such nonsense. You know what I mean? So to support that at this stage is ridiculous. And I still see people were still saying that Queen T had afro. You know what I'm saying? Like still to this day, and we know that's a wig that she wore and actually come with blue beads. Well, so we say if Queen T had afro, that's her mummy. So like, what's going on with that? You know what I'm saying? That's the mummy of Queen T right there. So why do we still believe that Queen T had an afro? So if you don't understand the diversity in Africa, bro, you're gonna be lost in this conversation, man.
Totally lost. They all lost.
Yeah, I see a saw car pull up. I think he might want a little smoke. Anybody else got something? I'll drop the link. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna throw rocks and hide our
No
hand.
objections.
Drop that link, Summer.
No objections. We don't run from it over here. We don't block nobody. We don't do none of that.
We finna
Ain't nothing to be
get him. We
afraid
finna
of.
get him in smoke session time. Oh.
Yeah, you start talking about mamas, you need a nap though. Ausar needed just a little nap. Keep people mamas out your mouth, G.
No, he was calling me mama.
Yeah, they let him.
Still.
You tripping? Don't block
Yeah,
him. Don't
don't
block
call
him,
Juju
bro.
mama either, bro. Not
Keep
over
that
here.
policy. I don't know who he is. Don't be more specific.
Yeah, you ain't calling Juju mama over here. Nah. Hell no. It's
Happy
lady
birthday,
killer to
Ju.
you. It's lady killer to you.
You. Thank you, Brass. Thank you, Cedrick. No dead air. Let's keep it popping.
The link is in the chat, man.
But Godfrey, isn't that exactly what the point you've been making? Where's the material? Where's the material culture? Where's the evidence of said migration? No one can ever produce it.
Yeah,
To the point.
I think we fall into the same trap with the folks who claim that they're Native Americans here. We fall into the same trap with the so-called Hebrew Israelites, Black Hebrew Israelites, and it's the same thing with Egyptomania. I remember a couple of years ago, Baba Heru was just having a Divine Prospect and Jabari was having a discussion, and Baba Heru jumped in and said, "Hey, that's why I don't deal with West Africa. I jump over it. I don't have nothing to do with them." And then when I came out, everybody said, "Garfield, why would you say about what?" But what the elder said was blasphemous. You have these crazy people who don't have any love for West and Central Africa. They lie. They say, "We love it." No, you don't. You're in love with Egypt. So you put on these fake names and say, "Hey, I'm an Egyptian." You want to be an Egyptian. You have no intention of being Western Central African. You asked him, Rob Bond did a post the other day and said, "Give me 5 things that they did in Western Central Africa." They couldn't even, about 98% of the people had no clue. He tagged all the Egyptomaniacs and he said, say something, all right. They had nothing to say at all. All they care about is Egypt, because and I said this to Unc, and Unc don't want to listen to me. I'm telling you, all of this shaping of who is black and not, it stems back to this stupid biblical tradition of Shem, Ham, and Japheth. So they want to marginalize who the Hamites are. So that's why they used to call Egyptians dark Caucasians, because it had to do with Hamites. So the Hamites are the Libyans, the Egyptians, the Nubians, the northern Nubians, the Canaanites. Those are the people who are special within the biblical paradigm. So now when you look at the maps in Africa, you see they treat North Africa different. North Africa is Libya to Herodotus. And then below that is Ethiopians. And then what happened is we didn't fit. If you read the Zondervan Bible, Uncle would probably be more interested in that than anybody else on the panel. But when you look at the Zondervan Bible, it separates the Negroes from the people who they're calling the cursed Hamites. So you have a different set of people in Africa that's saying, you know what, I'm a Hamite, I am connected to the Bible, and you have some people that just, you don't have no use for them. And it's sad. And it boils down to this whole sub-Saharan argument too. But hey, again, there is no connection. I don't care what they want to talk about. Oh, we have words and this person said this. I do not care. Show me them writing hieroglyphics. Show me the Egyptians migrating to that area and influencing the people. Why are they not writing? It's one of the most important inventions in Egypt.
It's crazy.
Why aren't these West and Central Africans writing? Did they miss the memo? What's going on here?
Jagger.
You stupid.
Right. We at least find glyphs all over the place.
Yeah, they might not. Hey, so Garfield, let me ask you. Let me say this. In a serious conversation. So you're completely familiar with one of our favorite guys. Issa Musa Barishangar. Am I correct?
Yes, I know.
He threw a surprise birthday party for me in the 90s. So I love him, but he was crazy. But anyway, continue.
Shaka Musa Barashango.
Dr. Musa Barashem,
Yeah.
I love him. I love
Yeah,
him.
he had them two books, them holiday books, right? About the holidays or something like that.
About the European holidays and how
Yeah.
Jesus talk about everybody's black. He's one of them guys that say everybody in the Bible is black. All that stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm got booted off. So check and see if he done back Juju. A song
He
called.
did say to me personally though, Garfield,
No,
because at that
I'm
time,
waking. I'm not asleep at the wheel.
yeah, he was like, Garfield, I was in the NOI, you shouldn't hate all white people. That's what he used to tell me all the time. Don't hate white people. Hate all white people. Yeah.
A song called What's on Your Mind, baby? Get it off your chest.
Oh yeah, you know. We chilling. We in the
We
mix.
chilling.
Yeah. I'm always chilling. Yeah, you ain't causing nothing over. My thing is they try to separate the slave trade, or they act like there's no Eastern Africans in the.
Hold on, man. My
in
phone
the
went out.
slave
My
trade.
phone went out. My
Hey,
phone
hit
went
me.
out.
Yeah, he was in the middle. What you trying to do? You
So
gonna come back?
Huh?
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hold on one second,
Hold on.
Sal. Hold on one
Hold
second, bro.
on, let Unc finish that. He got knocked out. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Unc.
what Garfield at?
I'm right here,
You
bro.
right there?
Let's talk
So
about
Garfield.
Shaka Musa Barashango. Go ahead.
Okay, that's our favorite guy. So you actually, I appreciate the argument because you're getting to the source of where it went. So basically, we were saying that the Hebrews was black people, and we were saying that the Egyptians was black people, right? And it's based off of the, the biblical narrative, which was, that's exactly what they say. The Egyptians from Ham, the Cushites, right? And so that was the actual argument. And like I know that that's not actually what they're talking about. They're not even talking about Africa at all. It's not even an African story. So you're right about that point. And so they're still doing it to this day, right? They're still playing this whole game of these people are this and these people are that, but it's based off of the Bible. The misrepresentation of the Bible. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah.
Is that a song?
Yeah, he was in the middle of making his spill. Go ahead, get it in.
Really, yo, you gave me the idea for my shoes, yo. Really, yo.
Let him get him in. Let him get it in. What's
give you
good,
the idea for your shoes.
Yeah, what'd you say that day? What'd you say? Nah, I'm gonna stop. Go ahead. I'm gonna get out of it. I ain't gonna do it. Let me stop, yo. I'm glad to see you up here, yo, for a non-yelling match.
Yeah, you know how I do. I don't usually be screaming too tough. My thing is this, and that's why I made the video. We can't disclude East, South, other parts of Africa out of the transatlantic slave trade. That's just not going to happen. There's the clear evidence there for it. That's why I made the video. The challenge to me was from my brother Rob Bourne, show some Ausars on the boat. I showed about 30. So to me, when we say, oh, it's just West Africa, no one can question my West African anything, because y'all done heard me on Garfield channel, on several channels, talking to my partner in Wildlife, speaking with my partner in Senegal right now. He in the car right now, and he's teaching in a class right now. So I don't know where the thing is, oh, it's just West Africa. No, it's not. It never has been. So we don't want to deny any part of the African Holocaust at all. I'm from the Congo. I'm from the middle of it. So when I see it, I'm saying, I know how Ankh used to sound. Black Africa, black Egypt, black. We know the ancients were black. No one's denying the other cultures that came, but we know where it started. It has a Nehesi base. We know that most of the scholars now agree with that. So
agree with what? Agree with what?
That it has a Nehesi pre-dynastic base. Even
so what do you mean by using a Nehesi? You mean Nubian? No, not even New Nehesi yet. Okay, right. I got you.
So the Nehesi are the pre-dynastic people that are there. So when they start the class, pay attention, because the brother don't know. He don't know. I already got the books over here. We didn't open them up. When you talk about who's there and the bodies that are there in the blacktop pottery and the culture that comes over from Ghana, got to go all the way there. We know it's Nehesi and we know
Pottery
it's
was black.
Tibu Libyans. So when we see those two, we know who's there in what they call pre-dynastic Egypt. It basically looks like a bunch of what you would call Nubians for the layman moved and decided to start their own culture state, their own state. When they do this, this is when you start to get an expansion from Nehesi, which is why the first name of Egypt is Ta Seti. Why would they use that name?
Yeah, you can't actually. You know what you just did? Hey, Ausar, you know what you just did?
What's that?
So, okay, like you just mixed truth and falsehood. So, and let me show you how you did that. Listen, that shit sound good to everybody who don't know better. So, first of all, the ancestors of the Nubians and the Libyans and the Egyptians came out of the Green Sahara. Not to mention there was always people on the Nile that never left, and we can put that at 300,000 years. They talked about them being there at 100,000 years at the Cairo Symposium. If you go to the British Museum and to the exhibit dealing with Nubia, Egypt, and Sudan, right? They got artifacts dating back to 300,000 years. And niggas laughed at me like I ain't know what I was talking about. And watch this. I'm gonna put a pin in the Green Sahara. Boop. 1 sec. Then I'm gonna say that population is there today, right? Ain't never left, right? And then people will say, well, hold on. At 3,100 BCE, that population never left. That's what I say, right? Then I say, well, hold on. At 100,000 years, they never left. And at 300,000 years, they never left. So now, what am I really saying? A better study of understanding populations and population shifts and bottlenecks and founder events and all that shit need to be thrown into the fray and evolution and all that to get the complex picture. So when you just say they was just strictly Nubians, right? Well, what the hell is a Nubian at the end of the day? We're talking about human population. I think you're talking about the Nilotic population. But even at that time period, around 6,000 years ago, the Nilotic population had already incursion into their gene pool from a quote unquote Northeast Africa and North Africa. We can look it up. It's easy work. So there's never been a time where there has not been human beings cohabitating together on a regular occurrence and regular basis. So you're right. There was a Nubian population, but where you're wrong, where you're totally wrong at, is that it was multicultural, meaning there were different cultures there. What you should be saying is that the quote unquote what we think to be Nilotic, southern Egyptian, Sudanic culture, that ended up being the one that moved downstream. You know what I'm saying? That encompassed the rest of the cultures, right? But that didn't mean no more different than when Russia comes and conquers certain areas. That didn't mean that they didn't incorporate a lot of stuff that was already there. So it was always people there doing their thing, yo. So you can't. There are things we can actually identify, right? Like pottery,
absolutely,
like great burials. But then there's other things that is in northern inventions, and I don't understand why we care about the skin color of an African, yo. If you truly love Africans, then you embrace all the skin colors in Africa.
Well, if we say that, we have to look at why the Arab would care in the first place to say no, they weren't black. So
the who? Hold on, the Arab, the what?
The Arabs who say no, they weren't black. Just as recently, it's been stated no.
But you find some Africans that say they weren't black or Sado. Like
more Africans.
It's not a term that they're comfortable with.
Well, what do they mean by black though? They're not.
Let
black.
me finish, brother.
So what do they mean?
We can get somewhere.
The social construct wasn't even around.
We'll answer all questions, but let me finish. So when they say no, they're not black at the time when they said Kemet, then at that time they were black. So you can't say no, they weren't black. They said they was black. But on top of that, when you reach back to 300 to 100,000 years, brother, I'm speaking. Hold tight. You can disagree in a second, Cedrick, because we know
no. You don't get to make a claim.
Let's look at
and
this.
Build on an unsupported claim.
Brother,
you don't
hush,
get to do
so
that.
I could finish. Because if I can't finish, we're not gonna have no conversation. It's very simple.
You're making a
I'm
claim.
glad you mentioned that.
We're gonna double back to that claim.
We have to look at the cave art.
That they call themselves black, right?
Right.
And when we look at the cave art, Guess who we see on those walls? This is why when our brother Ngozi had mentioned it, I brought up the rock art in Algeria where they had afros. This is why when he mentioned it, I brought up the rock art where they got afros in Morocco. And of course, in Libya, we know about the Tibu, and the rock art in Libya also had afros, to the point where I pointed out to Smash and Reggie and the people that was on the panel. In one of the documents Amos is talking about, he says the Libyans who are the Nehesi who are in Libya. And each one of those locations in Libya that they were talking about were Nehesi clans. Now, E.A. Wallace Budge made his own mind up and said all of them is black. That's what he says. He called them Negro in his book. In the research, Bruggish called them Negro. They said that. So now we arguing with scholars? No. The scholars, the racist scholars said, these are Nehesi over here, and called them Negro. They see the bodies we didn't get the chance to see. I got to see some of the bodies when I went to Egypt because my partner allowed me in the room, and that's how I got that picture of Queen Tia with her hair in locks. So without question, we can say they're black. Like I said, to say multicultural, absolutely. We know, like I said, there's white top pottery that doesn't come
right
from
there,
the
though.
Nehesi.
Like, where does the consensus of scholars say that the Egyptians call themselves black, identified as
says
black?
it in the Encyclopedia of Ancient Egypt. That's what we was reading the other day. That's
No,
the
no,
gold
no.
books you see in my back
No,
room.
the encyclopedia said based on modern construct,
They would be black.
It would be reasonable, right? And our construct identify them as black. But there's a whole list of things that said before that, and there's things that said after that, though, for the context of it, though.
So
but where did the Egyptian? But I asked her, where did the Egyptians themselves call themselves black people? What is
you
that?
got Piney the Elder, who they call the Black Elder. You've got the other brother we pulled up who is black. He calls himself Henny.
They call Piney the Elder the Black Elder.
You got like 6 brothers who call themselves black. So we got people who call themselves black. Then you got the statement where they call themselves Kamemu, where in any other statement, you would say if they said the Shret, they would consider themselves to be red. But in this case, they said Kamemu. They call themselves black people. What is there to argue?
Yeah, I want to say something, Garfield. I don't want to.
He said,
I'll be right back.
Yeah, he basically said a lot of stuff that's not true. You said, I don't know, unless you could repeat and correct what you're saying. You said something about Pliny the Elder.
Can you falsify anything I said, brother, about Pliny the Elder calling himself black?
Pliny the Elder called himself black? Can you show and prove, brother?
Well, we did that before. There's several
shows.
I'm
asking right now. Show and prove.
It's a teacher moment, sir. It's a teacher moment.
I want to learn.
Trying to learn.
Well, we've been learning for a while now. I want to make sure
you're saying that Pliny the Elder.
We remedial, bro.
Called himself the Elder.
Pliny the Elder mentioned Kim. Let's go to Henny the Black. Where he directly calls himself.
I'm not. We could go to that too, but I'm just trying to figure out. Hold on. Let me get out what I'm saying before you say anything.
Okay.
You know, it's kind of weird when you talk about 6,000 years ago, right? And 1,000 years, human beings could barely make it to 100, and we're arguing about something that's 6,000 years ago, and we're talking about it like we definitely know. I am saying, based on what the scholars who have researched it, including Samar Kita, and others like Susan Helt and William Stebling, who wrote a nice book that came out in July and talked about how the ancient Egyptians, as far as race is concerned, had different phenotypes, had different skin tones from light to dark brown. So I'm trying to figure out, with all the Levantine, North African, Indo-European groups who have settled in Egypt during its history prior to Egypt being formed as a culture, Tawi, before it became Tawi, Lower and Upper Egypt. I mean, there's a lot of mixture going on. So are we saying that the Saharan people didn't migrate? Are you saying that it's only the people from the so-called South, which are the Nubians, are the only ones that had something to do with the pre-dynastic people? What about the folks who brought agriculture? What about the folks who couldn't eat certain type of food, so they had to migrate because of during the Holocene period, and they had to migrate and move to an era where they could actually bring agriculture or try to eat a different kind of food that wasn't available for them anymore? What about drying up of the Sahara? Hold on. What about goats? What about sheep? What about different animals that come out? What about different things that was going on, grave goods that you find in the Libyan black mummy? You find out way before Kemet was doing it. What about all these different things before Kemet? Why do we act like, why do we act like only ancient Kemet has anything in it so that people, they have to be black? Why are we doing that to the people in Kemet when people are saying that they wouldn't even use a color construct like what we use today? So why are we doing that to those people? Because even if we do use, this is the danger though of using these color words that we're using. We're actually uplifting systematic white supremacy and white supremacy in general. Because if you look at the Egyptians and what they're called on the census of America, they're called Caucasian. So if you're using the modern day concept of race, you're going to throw in Egypt in a whole nother category at the time. They're called Caucasians. Are you willing to do that since you're going to call them black in a modern day sense of African Americans? Are you going to also call them Caucasians in a modern day sense? Because once you do that, you are now pulling that Shem, Ham, and Japhet nonsense, that biblical nonsense, and making it a reality. You're calling these people dark Caucasian. You wouldn't call the Egyptians dark Caucasian. You're going to say, oh, they're in the Hessi. They're from those people. So why are you using old Egyptian, ancient Egypt terms, but using a modern day concept? Y'all, I don't know how y'all do it. I can't figure it out.
So look at this. This is what you asked. You said, did they call themselves black? Then you started talking about what about people who need agriculture, which I don't know where you was going with that.
I was talking about migrations and people coming into Egypt before they was in Egypt.
So if we stick to the point, we're asking, what did they call themselves? And we've got statements where some of them say, I'm black. So remember, since we're saying racism started this in the first place, and we know that, which is why at least my parents and the parents before them said, that's you, Marcus Garvey from your country, Jamaica, said we're black and we also were Egyptian and we also were this, and they're trying to erase us from history, which is the point in arguing these points in the first place. Not agriculture and so-and-so movement. We know they didn't have any DNA markers like that. They weren't looking for that. They didn't have anything to say whether this person was E1, B1, none of that. They went off of phenotype and look.
I agree with that.
But listen, when they identified people as black, was there also a symbolic use of black?
That we don't really know. And so we
don't know. What did the scholars say?
Well, the scholars said we don't know too, right?
The scholar doesn't say black represents certain. When we look in these different texts, religious texts, that the black is a representation of deification or divinity. Scholars don't say that.
Let me finish. Well, here, let's read one scholar's 2 paragraphs real quick. This way you can kind of get, this is Herbert J. Foster, Department of History, Staten Island Community College. Garfield, you are over there. You can go talk to him. You can ask him, right? If he's still alive. A persistent historical misconception has been that black people have developed no important civilizations, nor have they made any significant contributions to world culture. Stop right there. This is what we're fighting against. This is one of the reasons why we try to prove this. Let's go. The history of black people since they arrived in the New World, as well as their experiences in Africa, has been treated in this manner. Until recently, the history of Africa has been written as part of the African slave trade and European imperial expansion into the continent during the 19th century. Hugh Trevor Roper, Regis Professor of History at Oxford University, wrote, undergraduates, seduced as always by the changing breath of journalistic fashion, demand that they should be taught the history of Black Africa. Perhaps in the future, they will be some some African history to teach, but at the present there is none or very little. There is only the history of Europeans in Africa. The rest is darkness. Men existed even in dark countries in dark centuries, but to study their history would be to amuse ourselves with their unrewarding gyrations of barbarous tribes in picturesque but irrelevant corners of the globe. Now, this is the type of thing that aroused us to go claim our history.
You're a funny guy, yo.
Hold on. So hold on. So we doing a lot. We're doing a lot. So when they painted other figures yellow, hold on. When they painted other people yellow, is that an actual representation of skin? So every time we see a color
got some yellow
in ancient
bones,
Egypt, it's an actual representation of skin color. Is that what you're saying?
Brother, you got some yellow bones, but that doesn't mean that everyone in that brother.
No, so I'm saying, just let me get clarity. So you're saying the yellow one is actually.
So some of them are yellow, and you see yellow girls now.
So you're saying that that's realistic,
brother? Let me finish. So even if I go to surprising science, let's go January 16th, 2022. It says black or white, ancient Egyptian race mystery now solved. A study describes how researchers conduct the first successful DNA sequencing on ancient Egypt. Blah 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 blah. It goes on to say some other sense where the ancient Egyptians black, and it goes into detail. So to say that they're black in description is not a bad thing.
No, what was you just doing? Asar, come on, yo. Why are you flam just now with that source?
I'm not. I'm just trying to give him ideas.
Hold on. Back up to the other source. Hold on.
Let's go to Harvard. Let's just go to Harvard. No.
Wait a minute. I want the one you just read, right? I'm not sure if you're going to answer.
We'll get to that one.
No. The one you just read about, how we didn't have no history.
And all science. I'm about to give it to you. But let's look at Harvard as well.
No, I want to deal with the one you just you run us around. We don't do that over here.
Let me finish.
You stay stay on the source, yo. You did it for 3. No, the one you was reading first.
Brother,
and you were saying, we don't got our history.
I'll go right to it.
No, that's why you messing up, because you're trying to figure out one. No, you just went to it.
You're doing too much.
You're doing too much,
yo. That's why nobody can't get it.
No, let's stay right.
Let's stay right there, dog.
When I try to finish his sentence.
No, we don't care about you finishing a sentence over here. I don't do that. You don't do that, Asar.
Let me finish his sentence.
No, you're going too far, Asar.
Going too fast. Let's slow down, bro.
We want to talk about the sources you're bringing right now, yo.
I can't even finish his sentence. Let me finish your thought first, brothers. Now, it says web recruitment attempts to prove that the ancient Egyptians.
Sorry, this the Harvard source you about to read?
Yeah.
You're not. Stay where you at, bro. Let us address the original source.
We'll get to that one in a sec. Let me.
Why do you keep saying we?
We.
They got an invisible person with them.
Yeah,
but I said let me.
Let's get his last sentence out, Brad, so we can stop. I'm gonna stop. Let him get his last sentence out.
We're not on another channel. We're on our
channel.
Just
let him stop this. Let him get that last sentence out, Brad, so we can stop. Go ahead and get it out, bro. You got
try to refute what I
said. Get that last
sentence.
Any source
he brings gonna kill himself from Harvard.
Get that last source, and then we're gonna double back and touch on what you just talked about, bro.
I gotta Snoop Dogg him. I know we in East Coast. I know. Web recruitment attempts to prove that the ancient Egyptians were white or black, for example, reveal more about modern societies than about ancient Egypt. This is what Ankh usually says, right? Donald Reed will discuss the history of how such debates have played out among Western and modern Egyptian scholars, artists and writers, and how interpretations of ancient Egypt are intertwined. So you see, he says intertwined because just like I told you, it starts with Nehesi, so it's okay.
No, we don't want to talk about that. Go back to the damn source, dog. You're playing with us now. Come on. You reading from Harvard like Harvard is agreeing with that shit. Go back to the source, yo.
Harvard,
come on, man.
Let's go to the source.
Thank you, brother. Damn. See, if we just be nice, yo, this the point.
If you got it, Brad,
try to have a regular conversation, yo. Y'all just overrun us, yo. You done brought 5 sources and don't nobody understand why you read any of them. And they all agree with every source you read, agree with us. It's wild at this point.
If you got the source, Brad, share it. Share it so we can see it on screen.
When I say something, because ain't one agree with you
yet. No, you can share it. You can share it.
Hey, so people are afraid to come over here, yo. So we want to make sure when y'all come over here, yo, get your shit off. But don't give me 5 damn sources and run through this motherfucker and hook it up and add that to damn 1, 2, 3. Don't do me like don't do me like that. I want to talk about the source
so
that
this
you
is the
first
source
read.
you want. This is the source you want. I wanted
Right.
to get to something before because you're not gonna like what they got to say.
Let go in, Juju.
I'm never scared to come over here. Last time I came over here, it was wild for y'all. So look, it says the race of the ancient Egyptians has long been a controversial subject of debate. That's where we started. Researchers use genetic information derived from mummies to shed light.
That's not the damn source, Ausar.
Yeah,
This is the source. If you don't remember
minutes,
it,
it's not
share
the
the
source.
screen,
It's talking about
Brass.
how we needed history, yo.
I can't. For the last time, bro. I cannot.
You can't? I can share my screen.
Oh, you want me to share it? I'll share it. But this
Juju,
is
unlock it.
It
Unlock
was
it, Juju.
about
You
the
gotta do
source.
that. I
Let me
can't share.
finish it. Like I
Ausar,
said,
let me hold on,
we
Ausar,
don't
for a minute.
need you
Just 1 sec.
interrupting while
1
I'm
sec.
reading. Let me read the damn
One
source.
second, Ausar. You read a source, right? That talked about how a need for us to have our history, yo, and how it's slave. You start off with slavery and all that. You don't remember that, yo?
Yeah.
That's what we want to read right now.
You asked me about that source. We reading that source. Are you okay if I finish that source, my brother?
Is that the one?
That's the one you asked about. Can I read it?
About the slavery? Can you go back to that part
Brother,
about the
you
slavery?
just asked me about the source. I'm reading it to you.
That's the one with the slavery part, right?
That's the That's the
The Herbert Foster source is what you about to address, correct?
I'm about to read the one I was reading. Right?
No. Answer the question legit. The Herbert J. Foster source from the Staten
I believe Herbert J is in here. Yes.
Nah,
that's what we want to read.
You being slimy as hell,
wow.
bro. Stop talking, bro.
You
being slick. You being slick.
Yeah, you doing too much. I cannot believe you just did that.
You've been reading for 45
Let's
minutes.
read the source again. Let's make sure that it's right.
And
It's right here.
Less like we in your
black or
classroom,
white,
G.
ancient Egyptian race mystery now. This
That's not
has
it.
your man
Not
in the
it.
discussion. Race mystery
not the
now
source.
solved. This is the
Not
one
the
you
source.
asked about.
That's not it,
Let me
sorry.
finish it, please. Thank you. Now,
can he share the source on the screen? That's what we asking for.
it's sharing now. All you gotta do is share my screen and say stop sharing. Can you all sit back and let me read it?
Hey, stop talking slick though.
Why is that like that?
Brad, go get in the combat. Go get to the combat stuff. Let him rock. Juju, let Gullah in. Let Gullah in.
Ain't nobody nervous over here. I know who
Gullah in, Juju.
Hey, I'll be back. I'll be back.
Shut up. Be quiet while I finish, little homie.
Let Gullah in, Juju.
Researchers use genetic information derived from mummies to shed light on the ancestry of the ancient Egyptians. That sentence should be familiar. The results suggest that the ancient Egyptians were most closely related to the peoples of the Near East, particularly from the Levant. Egyptologists, writers, scholars, and others have argued the race of the ancient Egyptians since at least the 70s. Some today believe they were sub-Saharan Africans. We can see this interpretation portrayed in Michael Jackson's 1991 music video for Remember the Time from the Dangerous album. The video, a 10-minute mini film, includes performance by Eddie Murphy and Magic Johnson. This is the one for you, right?
You know ain't the one, yo. You silly, yo. You crazy, yo.
Y'all ain't listening.
No, because that wasn't the source. The source
this
got
the one, man.
About how African American history.
That's the source.
How we need our history. Go read that part.
I ain't reading nothing, man. Y'all ain't listening. Y'all ain't listening to me.
Hey, Juju, let Brass in. Let Cedrick back in,
Put
Juju.
me in a headlock. Yo.
Nobody got the keys. Bro. I don't have nothing that can do that.
I'm asking Juju, bro. I'm talking to Juju.
Juju then tapped out somewhere.
Rolled out. No, she up there.
She might not be.
No, she's somewhere else. Gullah gotta wait for a minute. So you're not gonna put that source. You're not gonna read that source. So really, what I'm saying is, no one actually disagrees with how we was treated and how actually, they gave no credit to Black history and all that you read, and how they was in Africa. No one actually disagrees with that. What we're disagreeing is that now that they agree that they Africans, not only Africans, they are indigenous. Well, I'm trying to figure out what's the issue. That's what we're saying right now. We're not saying that we shouldn't know our history. We're saying we should know our damn history, and not the history made up by African Americans, but the history that the bones and the skin tell, the bones, the DNA, the geography, the culture tells. We should know it that way, because white people did the same shit y'all trying to do right now. So we don't want to hear none of y'all. We want to hear what nature say the Egyptians was. We want to hear what they said they say they was in their proper cultural context. That's what we're looking for, bro.
Well,
That's
we gave
all.
you that when I read the UNESCO books.
Hey, sorry, you got that source? Can you put the source in the back chat?
No, hey, Brad,
Nah,
you
they
know
ain't
he never
listening
read
to
that
me.
You gotta
source we
wait till
asked him to
Judy
read.
come back.
No, but what I'm saying is, if he put the source in the back chat, I can share my
Mm.
screen and read the source.
Yeah,
I
you
was
can put it in the
sharing
Yeah,
back.
screen.
Judy,
They ain't want
Judy
to
said
hear
she
me.
stepped away
not
for a
you.
second.
That's
Judy said
fine.
give her
But
a
put the
minute.
source
She'll
in
be
the
They
back
back
and
won't
let
let
chat.
you
us.
talk.
Put it in the back chat.
Judy said
Nah,
she'll
we
be
good.
back, and just give her a few minutes. She'll be back, and we can share the screen. Just she
All
stepped
right,
away
we're gonna
for a
fuck
second.
with the back
We
check
good.
though. We can look at that shit.
Nah, we good. So what I'm telling you is that we know, you know, the people know, and the scientists are saying the same thing.
What they saying?
They saying that yes, you could say that the ancient Egyptians were black.
You went back to
There
that
should
No,
be
debate.
no
he went
You
back
argument.
know,
to
I originally asked him
yeah.
about
Should be.
colorism,
Yep.
symbology, and color, and he said they don't know what the
Yep, he said
colorism
that.
was in terms of black. And I talked about deification.
You said what when
Um,
it turns to black? Hold up, what you
I
said,
said that
Pseudo?
are there any other reasons that black was used? Was there any symbolic use for black? And you said that they don't
Oh, you
know.
didn't ask me that. You asked me something different.
That's the first thing I
Symbolic
asked you,
use for
bro.
black, yes. It
I
meant
talked
that you were
about
going to.
deification and divinity. You said that no, the
Deification
scholars
meant
don't
that you
know.
would go to eternity. So they call it enquete in the glyphs. So as you die and they put the
I
bitumen
get it.
on your skin, or else you'll get that hose again, baby. You
I get it,
they
but
will
prior
put
to
the
that, bro, I
bitumen.
asked you if there were any other uses. So when we see a woman or when we
I
see
didn't
them
hear you
painted
say that.
yellow, is there
That's what you
symbology
asked.
to yellow, right?
Yeah,
There's a
you said
symbolic
yellow.
reason for yellow.
You
There's a
said
symbolic
yellow, so
reason.
I was talking about the yellow bones. But the
Yeah, you say
yellow,
yellow bone. You say, yeah, the skin
no,
color
I
of them
said
yellow
yellow
bone.
bones, yes. But
Yeah.
you were talking about
Is that
yellow.
what it
You
meant?
never mentioned the black at all. So that's why I
So I
said you
talked
said
about
was it
that's why I talked
symbology
about
to them painting the
divinity.
women yellow? I said
It's
not
That
double
was
only.
talk,
next.
so
That
say
was
double
next.
talk.
Then I said, what about I said black being used for divinity or deification.
I didn't hear you say that. Pardon me, brother. So yes, deification, absolutely. Like I said, to match the god Ausar at the end of the day. So when it tells you to put the bitumen on your skin because you was a Roman or a Greek, it's to make you darker. So you match Ausar, so you become the
Oh,
Ka,
whoa.
the spirit, the
Explain that.
double.
Yeah, explain it to us.
Cap.
Yeah, don't nobody
No,
say no.
ain't no
Explain the
cap.
bitumen.
Rap. Real rap,
No,
brother. Not cap.
we want to hear your bitumen. Go
Oh, the
ahead.
bitumen?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
said what? They put the bitumen on dead people's skin because of what reason?
They put
We
the
got people
bitumen
scared to
on the
say it. Let me
skin
hear
so
you
they
say
could
it.
match that black god Ausar. You ain't know that?
Oh, okay.
Who didn't know
So
that?
I know, but what's wrong with that though? Why is that a problem?
Nothing.
Okay, so that doesn't
For
actually have anything
symbolic
to do with
reason,
human
right?
skin though. Am I correct?
Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
Watch this. So actually putting the bitumen on your skin is so that you can look like the
Ausar.
god Ausar. So that has
Yeah.
nothing to do with being a black person, the skin color of a black person, human. Am I correct?
Putting the bitumen on. Well, here's the thing with that, because that's true what you just said.
Thank you, brother.
But
Oh,
the
it's a
ones
butt.
who were black generally didn't put it on them.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, they put it on a coffin.
They put it on a coffin.
They put some on the coffin. Yes, absolutely. Nothing wrong with
Ah,
on the coffin. Guess what that's for? The Amduat. Remember, I was telling Smith, me and Kalam was showing Smash about the Amduat and how the back of the coffin is the Amduat. Your return to Kaku, your return to being the Saw, your return to.
right. That's
And
why
what
you
do
black.
they say? They say Ba Ar Pet, Sa Ar Ta. They say soul
Yo,
of
you got it
heaven,
right. Yo, you
body
got
to
all that
earth.
right.
Right?
Hey, Asar, you got all that right
I
until you
know.
say it got something to do with you being a black person. It's got everything to do with you being an Asar. And you know
a
that
black.
color black is representing the thick soil that had magical powers to it that
Now, where do it say
regenerated
that,
life,
though?
Asar.
Where do it say the black soil at, where it matches the magical powers?
So you're
See, we
saying,
got to stick
oh,
to the
wait,
text.
hold on for a
We
minute.
can't
Hold
just
on for a
make
minute.
stuff up
Hold
now.
on for a minute. Does not the green Asar deal with vegetation?
It does, yes.
So you're saying the black Asar, right, does not represent regeneration.
The black Asar does represent regeneration. There you go.
Now,
I'm with
okay, so what other thing in nature before the scientific method and before the element chart could African brothers and sisters see that had this power to make things regenerate? What would that be?
Well, you know what I'm gonna do?
No, I'm just asking you a question.
To make things regenerate, it had to be black.
No, what was it though? What was the main geographical feature in Egypt? What was the number one geographical feature that stood out?
The black soil.
They came from where?
That came from the great big black one. The black what? Sea.
No, it came from the river.
They said it came from the sea. They called the sea the big black one.
That's fine. The river.
Kimware is the name of that water.
You're talking about the Nile, right? You're talking about the Nile, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that has nothing to do with a person, yo.
No, it has to do with the god. Because we're still talking about
Correct.
Ausar and his efflux.
Correct. So no one should be saying
the god is black.
That's fine. But it's black because of the regeneration power of the black, not a black person, though. Am I correct?
That's not it. That's not it either. Because
a lot of screen share, Juju. A lot of screen share, Juju.
So why don't you just say, yo, why don't you say that the black skin got something to do with the dark skinned people in Egypt? Just say that, yo. I can respect you more, yo. All this running around and tiptoeing through the tulips and shit is maddening to me, yo.
Yeah, but that's because you think because you light skin, you left out, and you're not.
Okay, I don't know what the shot was for, yo, but I want to say right here at the point. Why don't you just say that the population shifted and now they got to put the black color on them because they was light-skinned people and they wanted to be dark-skinned like the original dark-skinned people. Just say it, Ausar. And you know why you won't say it? Because you will confirm that you're a nut if you do it.
Yeah, no.
That's why you won't say it. That's why Smash won't say it. He won't come out and say it. And it's the worst thing ever. It's y'all the worst for that, dog. Like, stand the hell up. Because if I started with that, I would say it.
Right?
Yeah, stand up and say, yo, for real, dog. It's a whole different group of people in that motherfucker, yo. They sent the other niggas packing to some fucking way in West Africa, yo. And these white people now want to look black like the original black people in Egypt, dog. That's why they painted it, and I can say, yo, you's a quack.
Well, you can't say that because after that Black Panther movie came out, you seen the video of them little
man. You need to
I want to be black. I want to be black like the Panther. But look for a second, right?
Go, yo.
I'm gonna blow it up for you, little.
So somebody mute his mic now because we're on our channel, and this mic needs to get muted.
It's a range for the white man of Annapolis to know about him. Why are they arranging for the white man to know about him?
What white man?
It say it right here in the text. It say D Iri Hedjet. You know what white is right here.
So you got white men in Egypt now, yo?
Arrange for the white man of Heracanopolis to know about him. Who want to deal with it?
So wait, I want to deal with it. Everybody stop. Right now. Everybody freeze. Everybody freeze. So you're admitting in Heracanopolis they got white people?
Of course.
Okay, I'm done. Y'all handle this, man.
He don't even understand the syntax.
Listen, mute his mic. Mute it. At this point, his mic needs to be muted.
Of Heracanopolis to know about
when
I agree with
we
you,
on their channel and I start to make my points, they shut me down.
Cedrick, do me a favor. Cedrick, don't run. Hey, Cedrick, everybody stop. Everybody, this man just said that they got white Egyptians. Did you hear this man?
Yeah.
Why did we want to run past this? Oh my goodness. We got a breakthrough, ladies and gentlemen.
We got niggas that look like Germanic people.
Wow.
You said German. German what didn't exist at that time.
Hey, so
you to arrange for the white man. If they making the arrangements and they got to deal with somebody white, what color are the people doing it?
Hey, hold on.
What color are the people doing it?
Hold on.
They got to arrange for the white man. Will someone answer me today?
Hold on, sir. Hold on,
sir.
Hey, let's set this thing. Now I'm done.
Hold on. Let's set it get it in.
Got let's set it get it.
Hey, Ausar, bro, be quiet.
Everybody chill. Ausar, chill out. Let's set it get it in.
He said white. He said they got white.
Look at that. That means that we're dealing with Ptolemies and you're dealing with pilgrims who.
Hold on, Ausar. Go ahead, Cedric. Cedric, come on.
Listen. Listen, this young man and his delusions are being expounded upon in real time. Although I was off the panel, I was listening. I'm glad I could have stayed off. So he walked his way to putting his foot all the way into his mouth. Right. Everything. Should be quiet, bro. Just be quiet. Just be quiet. Let's start at the beginning. We still need a source in which science says the Egyptians call themselves black. Now, listen to the arguments. He is going to indicate individuals in a society that needed to express their blackness opposite to what, ladies and gentlemen? But he just admitted who? The white people in Heliopolis. These arguments that these people use. Now, individuals identifying themselves as black, does this speak for an entire population identifying themselves as black in an empire? An empire, ladies and gentlemen, not in a village, not in a town, in an expanse that is longer than the United States is wide. Ladies and gentlemen, let's keep things into perspective while we listen to the ramblings of an idiot. Second one, I think there's 3 of them that are the top generals of the pseudo army. Furthermore, we still waiting on that source. Secondly, I'm going to reiterate the point you try to keep bringing up, Pepe the Black. Even if so, why did he need to identify himself as black? And in that particular text, Pepe identifies his mother as a black goat and his father as a black ram. Am I to take what Pepe is saying literally or symbolically? If we take it symbolically, we understand the reference that he's making to his divinity. So we're not going to play this stupid game. You're not in your echo chamber, bro. You're over here on the Pseudo Killas. So until you can provide a source, the silly arguments that you're making, please don't make them in a wider audience because you sound hella stupid. You got us laughing over here. Your silly, infantile understanding of anthropology and your complete lack of understanding of human evolution was already exposed by Brother Arm, so I appreciate that. But we ran past that stop sign. But it illustrates again your either naivety or you're scamming. And quite frankly, I think it's both, based on your ideology and your confirmation bias in which you engage in these dialogues.
All right, let's get the source for that. Let's get the source, and let's refrain. Let's go strictly information at this point. Then we're not no more shots, no more ad hominem. We're doing strictly information because I want to have the conversation.
You go over into reading an article that is clearly within the realm of sociology, talking about journalism, and use that to confirm the argument we're having as to whether the Egyptians, quote unquote, we can classify them as black, while the argument within itself is null and void. We can pull up a source that says to use race in studying human population is pseudo. So why do you even attempt to engage in such dialogue on this platform where that argument is dead in the water? I don't know. You elaborate, you gish gallop, you talk a whole lot, you talk about black. What does this have to do with the glyph that is for Kemet and the 2 people? We established Kemet is the black land, the people glyph symbolizing people, and we know that it is pronounced people of Kemet, people of the black land. It does never, ever say black people. And you're the ones that beating up on your chest that you are the master of the Madam Nair. Then you're scamming because you actually know that's how it works. Like most other languages.
Yep. They reading it out of like anachronistic, like being anachronistic as they reading. Like you don't even understand the syntax and context of that language. That's crazy.
Thank you, God.
And that's them wigs I was talking about.
What we got up on the screen?
On Timo right now.
Yeah, what we got? What we got up on
You
the
gotta wait
screen?
too late, Juju.
Yeah. What we got up
Rabbit
on the screen?
certificate membership of.
Yeah,
Hey,
because
so you got this source?
back. Juju got to control it down, because he backed off of the color and stuff. Because first he said it didn't, but then he went back to it and said, "Yeah, this color."
Let it be known y'all ran from it.
Ran from
what? The color?
You ran from why they arrange.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Why are they arranging
ran
for
what?
the white man to be handled? Why your man went over there on that bum ramble? Tell me why they arranging for the white dude. It's very simple. Tell us. Since you know the context, start with Geechee Gullah, move to Cedrick. Come talk to me, brother.
What time period is the text so we can get an understanding to? What time period?
It's the Bullock, it's the Papyrus Bullock. He said he knew. Go on and tell us, Cedric, because he don't even recognize the primary resource.
What's the time period? What's the time period?
You tell me. It's the Papyrus Bullock, number 3. Pull it up. Tell me why. Tell us how.
Wow.
You don't know how to do it?
Sorry, can you just tell us the time period, please?
Nah, because I told him.
Please, master. Please, master.
You ran from it. So now
please, master.
Do you know the time period?
Please, master.
You know what the time period is?
Master,
see, this is how bad we done said the time period 4 times. And they don't even understand what what is that? What is so tell me, put it in context. Now you know.
Let's say when a student is ready, a master will appear. So we're asking for the time period, bro. We're ready to learn.
I told you, Ptolemaic period. Do you know what the Ptolemaic period is?
You mean Ptolemaic?
Okay, Ptolemaic. That's all good.
Right?
That's all good.
Do you know what it is? No, you don't have to say Ptolemaic.
Why your source got to add at the top? Why your source got to add at the top of it?
This is color in ancient Egypt. This your source. Mine was the TLA.
That's the World Encyclopedia.
So you don't even know whose source you read.
I don't need it now because he backed off that. First, I asked him if black had any symbolic meaning, and then he responded no. But then you came back and said he was saying that. He thought said something else.
So now you're talking.
Just
so I actually
don't make it
Ptolemaic period. Can anyone put it in this context and tell us why the white man is being dealt with?
Yeah, but the Greeks ain't white people though. Yeah,
I would have to look into that because now you don't jump. We jump from 305 BC to the end of the goddamn down at the end of the dynasty now.
Yeah, you dove all the way there.
Tell us why.
I think he was talking about the bitumen, right? You were saying why they was using the bitumen.
Right.
He trying so he's
but they've been using the bitumen way before the Ptolemaic period.
Correct.
Yeah, some people wanted to be blacker.
But they started using the bitumen about what, the 11th? What they started using the bitumen way like
they always hold on. They always use different bombs, period. Human beings, no matter what their skin color is, they turn black anyway. Okay, you do anything about mortuary science, right? You know. Everybody gonna turn black at the end of the day, right? They obviously wanted that to happen immediately, and so they put the bitumen on there, right? But that was something that they used later on. But prior to that, they used other bombs. So you acting like that's the first time they was putting stuff on there like that, so they can make them an Ausar. When you die, you became an Ausar, bro, right? And we done went through this forever. We read it. It is the truth, yo. It is. You gotta stop this, yo.
You lying.
I don't have to read now. I'm lying.
You say every mummy turns black when they die.
No, all human beings turn black when they die. Is what I said. Jesus Christ, yo. Come on, bro. Like, man, why we doing this, yo? Either you got the smoke or you don't. We don't need to play the fake smoke. We just get it in. We don't gotta throw smoke and mirrors. You either got it or you don't.
Well, we do. And
they've been using that bitumen since the 12th dynasty. They've been using bitumen since the 12th dynasty.
That's the Hyksos period, ain't it?
And they've been using it ever since.
Yeah. Since the Hyksos came, huh?
Where's the
hold on. Let me flush this out. Hold on. This is important.
Like a reason to declare
this is important. So you're saying that because they were no longer black.
No longer black. What? What are you making?
You said the Hyksos. They start using it for the Hyksos, right?
Were never black. They were
right. Period. The rulership. So you're saying that
he making up the Hyksos never. They was always there in the Delta living there. They didn't come from nowhere. You're making it up.
Migrated.
No, you're making it up.
Yeah, so you're saying that they used the bitumen to represent black skin because their skin wasn't black. That's why that's what you're saying, right?
Yeah, to match Ausar, absolutely.
Like, so then why did they keep using it even when other rulers came into place?
Because
even
other
when you get
rulers,
18th dynasty.
Well, because it was a defining moment for them when they expelled them, wasn't it?
So they keep using the bitumen for black skin even when other people come and got black skin?
Yeah. Not all the mummies had it, did they?
That don't even make sense.
See, this is your issue. You think
Bruh,
every mummy had
when was
bitumen on their
when
skin.
is the earliest
Not all the
when is
mummies
the
had
earliest
bitumen on their skin.
when is the earliest text of embalming written with the bitumen in it? And why would black Egyptian scribes need to write bitumen in the text if they were always black?
Because you want to match the black god Ausar, just like they told you they wanted Newt to cover their
So
body.
they had white scribes
Why would Newt cover their body if they're already black?
They had white scribe rewrite the ritual.
What? Where's your
I'm
proof?
asking you again.
Where's your
people
proof?
that are black that writes a process of mummification, including the bitumen. They write this. Black scribes, black priests, black scribes write this process because at this point the scribes are black. Right. The indigenous Egyptians are black, and they write a text for embalming their people containing bitumen for black people.
Yes, but what does the text say? It says,
I'm done.
You was already done. But the text says it's for the white man in this particular case, don't it? So the question to you again, since you couldn't answer it when we asked you, why are they putting the bitumen on the white man in the text? And they're describing him as hedge for white. Can you tell us, Cedric? Ptolemaic era.
Because they're making him a saw no matter what you're saying, having nothing to do with his skin color, bro. Because they wrap you in bandages. What are you saying? They put the bitumen over the bandages. Are y'all serious right now?
And they were using the bitumen.
Put the bitumen on the skin.
Serious?
And they were using the bitumen like 300 years. They were using the bitumen like 300 years. Listen, they were using the bitumen 300 years before the Hyksos, period.
Yeah.
It's 3 centuries before the Hyksos they were using the bitumen.
I ain't gonna answer that question.
That's exactly my point, and he doesn't get it.
Answer it again. It's answered on here.
Black people, according to you, these are black people who didn't need bitumen because they were already black. But black people wrote pre-white people. Black people wrote a text for mummification that included bitumen, while they themselves were black all the time. Make it make sense.
It said make your skin perfect, didn't it? In the text, don't it?
Exactly. So it didn't have nothing to do with the hue of their skin. So the black people, the black
god Ausar. What don't you understand about that?
It had nothing to do with their skin color. That's the point.
If it ain't have to do with their skin color, why do it say to make your skin perfect? Explain, Cedric. You still stuck on the white man question.
Symbolically, because you're symbolically becoming a star.
Shall I share my screen again so you can explain that they need to make
you're
gonna go to the metal netter. You're gonna pull up the metal netter and try to goddamn metal netter magic in there.
No, we're staying right here. We're staying right here. Your claim is black people, black. Your claim is stop. Mute his mic. 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 Your claim is the bitumen is used by the white people after invading. However, the black priests wrote bitumen into their text prior to the invaders, so-called invaders coming. You need to stop. Number 2, if it is in the text already, has it anything to do with your claim that these people were already black? No, it doesn't. It had to do with the deification process, bro. So regardless of the phenotype, that would have been used.
He
To
says
be
to
a
make
side,
your
yes.
skin
Who's
perfect. So
We're not
arguing
he's
gonna
that?
telling
argue.
you
We're not gonna argue.
already after they describe what's on his body, because they said all the way to
Hey,
the
Juju.
soles of his feet in the
Hey,
text.
Juju, do me a favor, Ju.
Goofy, that
Share my
you have
screen.
to be black like the
You hear
god
Juju?
Ausar.
We
And they
got
call
you.
him Jim Ware.
We
So
got
if
you.
they call him the perfect
Hey,
black,
hey, Juju.
You gotta give me something to share.
All right, here, I want you to read this. I'm tired of this shit.
You can't release the control so we can share.
Yeah. No,
they can't answer this.
you
Why do you
forgot.
need to
I'm
release the
here.
controls? I'm
Don't worry
right
about
here.
Juju. Don't worry
Y'all
about
gotta
Juju.
stop it.
No,
Chill, relax.
Juju.
So
What
if
you
I
gotta
need to
do is
share,
you
I can
gotta
just
use
hit
it.
boom without having
Yeah,
to
use the Wishman comment. Next time, let's just use the
There's nothing to share, Sosa.
No,
If
Juju,
it was on the
relax.
screen, I'll be sharing it. Cut it out. I'm waiting, Bobby.
You need to use the other thing we got, the Zoom. Got the controls over Zoom. You got all this. Use the Zoom, because on the phone with this,
You can
it's
tell me
lag.
this later. We ain't gotta have this right now. Thank you.
I ain't gonna be the asshole. Can you see it, Juju?
If you be an asshole, I'll be an asshole. So let go.
Just because you was drinking some Ripple last night, don't mean you got to treat us
It
this
wasn't
way.
Ripple, nigga. It was a Manischewitz.
It wasn't no
Damn it.
damn man. It
It's
was
Blackberry.
I thought
It's the
it was
Jewish
Wild
wine.
Irish Rose.
It was wild.
Y'all gonna leave me alone. I don't do no Ripple.
Get some damn
No
sleep. Happy
Cisco.
birthday. Anyway,
Jesus Christ.
happy birthday. Jesus Christ. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Juju. Hold on.
Yeah.
Juju, you want me to send it to you in the email?
No, I got it.
You got it? All right.
Uh-huh.
All right. So this is what was it used for? Okay, we talked about the bitumen.
Ladies and bitumen, what was it used for and why?
Oh.
We can't say for certain.
But hold on, but a saw can though.
But
Mm-hmm.
significantly, previous analysis of mummification balm used on the bodies themselves have shown it to be made of the same ingredients as the black goo that we have been studying on the outside of coffins and mummy cases. This means the black goo was being used at different points in the burial process during the preparation of the dead body, and then again during the funeral on top of the mummy case or coffin. When someone died, they were said to become a form of the god Osiris, who is associated with death and rebirth. Osiris was called the Black One in various funerary texts and is often depicted with black skin and in the guise of a mummified body. Black is also the color associated with the olive silt deposited on the banks of the River Nile after the annual flood receded. Since this fresh and fertile soil provided the ideal environment in which seeds for crops could germinate and grow, it was viewed it as being inherently magical and regenerative. Clay and wooden seed beds in the shape of Osiris, filled with black oil from the Nile and sown with germinating seeds, were sometimes included with the funerary equipment in New Kingdom burials. So we have interlinking concepts of black, Osiris, and regeneration. It could therefore be reasoned that the practice of coating coffins in black goo links the coffins to regeneration associated with Osiris. In addition to mummy cases, black goo was also painted on funerary statues of deities. There are several examples of this in the British Museum from the tombs of New Kingdom kings from about 1300 BC, including the seated figure pictured below. Many statues from the tomb of Tutankhamun were also covered in black goo, although these examples have not been analyzed. Some shabti boxes, boxes used for holding figurines, to be left in the tomb of the deceased were also coated in black goo. So it appears that the goo was a ritually important anointing fluid used for a range of purposes, all relating to the burial of the deceased and their transformation into Osiris.
All right, we can stop right there. We'll read the rest of that on another time. but none of that shit they saying. Ain't nobody saying that. Things have to be coherent. That's very coherent. You can just imagine that saying and that black soot, that contrast there, right? They talked about those boxes that looked like Ausar with the black, you know what I mean, with the black soil in there and plants and seeds germinating out of that. It was magical to them on how they did that. They told us what it was for. At no point is they saying, well, they was really trying to make them black people with that color on them. That's wild. So I'm not arguing with that guy over that. Not even a little bit. I'm going with the British Museum that actually has the artifacts. They don't got no artifacts.
Yeah,
That's the explanation of the artifact. Simple as that.
They got the Santa Claus myth.
And it said the same thing in Black Like Osiris by Jonathan Smash on, exact same thing. That's so.
Man. Oh yeah, and the Magi backs that up.
Yeah, that's
appreciate
facts.
You, Magi Smash.
Okay. Yeah,
right. Yeah, I'm gonna find that bitumen chat.
You got to really have no cojones to make all these claims in the pseudo-conscious community and then write a book and not stand up behind it. Those balls must be very, very small. Those cojones.
I'm just saying,
those cojones
I don't get it.
Are very, very tight.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I don't get it. Like, I just don't get it, bro. You know what I'm saying? He breaks it down. He says it's for deification purposes. He understands that, yeah, it's the black skin, but he disassociates the symbolism when he agrees that they're symbolic, when we also agree that they were very religious, which is just wild. This is just wild.
So imagine needing to perfect your skin with the black of the blackest, which we know individuals in Kemet work. That would mean that all of them would be using the bitumen to some extent. Now, as the bitumen became more popular and more readily available to increase trade, etc., we see an increased use in bitumen because of availability.
Yeah.
This point is also clearly illustrated in
the book. It would have served the same purpose as similar to like the red ochre, like, you know, certain tribes put on their shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. When I first asked him about that, he denied it similar to that. He didn't because I asked him about the black and the yellow. No, the yellow is the yellow bones. This is crazy. Hey, Stoopies, bro. We at, bro. I know you come to start some shit.
I ain't never. What the hell happened to Stoopies? Just disappeared, yo.
Stoopies disappeared? Oh.
Yeah, I ain't never seen him.
I see the one photo. I thought he was still there.
Stoopies is still up here.
It's good to have you back on the thing.
No, it ain't.
Yeah, we got a show coming at 7.
It ain't good to have him back.
It is good to have.
Why it's not good to have him back, Juju? Juju, you know that I love you. Juju.
Nah, man.
Juju.
Nah.
Juju. Don't tell me that you're trying to pseudo bullies, because it is not fun when a heavyweight beat up a lightweight. It is not fun.
Man,
nobody can tell me that
it
is
you
fun
was
when
blaming the victim.
When a heavy.
You was
when a heavy the victim.
I'm just saying.
No, I wasn't blaming the victim. No.
Yeah, you was.
Hold on, wait.
Yeah, I wasn't blaming the victim. That was long time ago. Let's not unearth old news.
All right.
But what I'm saying is
down for now.
Cedrick,
I'm gonna put my gun down for now. It's out your face.
You know that I love you, Juju. You know that I love you. But this is what I have to say. Cedrick.
Hey, Steve,
it is no fun when a heavyweight beat up a light.
How you doing, man?
How you doing, Unc?
Where the hell you been at? You don't support me no more, yo?
Always.
So you
always.
You be on here, you just don't be talking.
I'll be here listening. I'll be not on here. I watch all the videos.
Okay.
I watch all the videos.
Appreciate you, brother. I want to make sure you ain't get scared and turn super black algae out of nowhere for no reason. You was always pretty sharp. Okay, go ahead. Let me let you do.
No, man.
Welcome back.
I'm not super black. I'm not super blackology.
All right,
but
go ahead.
This is no fun. You know that. I'm not saying that I agree with Reggie, but beating up Reggie is no. No,
No,
Cedric.
you
Cedric, no.
Go.
see, stupid. You see, stupid. I came in humble. I've been humble. This man went as far as now. No slight to the debate that Napa and Dulcinea had. It was a worthy one. I appreciate that those ladies got it in. But when Reggie takes the liberty on that show to try and discredit all the work we've been doing over here as Pseudo Killas, I get offended. I didn't jump out the window at Reggie that time. Reggie continues. He tries to discredit us when our a presentation of the skin map, we continue to do our presentation. Reggie goes as far as to make a claim that we don't understand science and we don't know what we're reading and we're taking it out of context. Well, one of the principles that we stand on over here is understanding human evolution, which is the foundation of most of the things that we engage in. To make that claim over and over, continuously discrediting our platform. Reggie comes on our show. Wait. Reggie, and so we start to say that, Reggie, you're pseudo on the skin map. And that within the context of the conversation and all within good spirit, right? We are having a discussion because Reggie does a show, which is a straw man show, which is disingenuous to the community, talking about Black Egypt and then focusing on the southern part of Egypt and making outdated claims that there was no cultures established on the northern part of Egypt, right? Making that claim. We do a show, right? And on that show, I am talking about the early Neolithic development in the Fayum, the migrations back and forth, the slow development of domestication of local grain, which gave them the room and the ability to adopt later on the wheat and barley, etc. I talked about the goats and sheep coming in via the Sinai, and the fact that these are foundations, also foundations of Egyptian civilization. Reggie comes on the panel and immediately goes on the attack by calling me stupid. Right? Reggie forgets that. Reggie calls me stupid. I return at Reggie, you're an idiot. Now Reggie goes on the crybaby rant that I've called him an idiot. On that show, I said, peace, Reggie, you come in. Reggie subsequently continues to block me in chats while calling me out. Calling me out when I jump on the panel, refuses to let me up while discrediting myself and the Pseudo Killas consistently. At this point, Reggie gonna realize who's the big dog on the block.
But Cedric, this is what I am saying. This is what I'm saying.
Damn.
And I blame partially brother Bobby Banger. I've been saying that for years. It's not the first time I say it. No, that is not the first time. He has facilitated Reggie for years. And for years.
You know stupid don't like Reggie. You know stupid.
For years. For years he has facilitated Reggie.
How long
I would sit back and watch. I will hold back the dogs from going for Reggie all the time. You were not the first one wanting to go for Reggie, but Bobby has held back the dogs, chain up the dogs, and now 3 years later, he decided to let the dogs loose. When the problem could have been solved 3 years ago, but no, Reggie is an elder in the community. Be careful with him. Take time with him. You cannot disrespect him. Although him know that Reggie didn't stand on solid ground for years. If you ask Bobby Banger today, when was the last time Reggie stand on solid ground with any topic?
Well, hold on. Well,
the truth.
You know, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't judge everybody like that. All right, let me hear you say it again. For how many years? Let me hear that.
The last 3 years. 3 years. You're holding back the dogs. You're holding back the dogs.
Y'all serious? Y'all
because we wanted to represent peace years ago, but you held back the dogs.
All right, let me say this. This is what I had to learn, right? I had to learn that everybody not going to be thoroughly entrenched into getting African history through the eyes of science. I'm thoroughly entrenched. And so I'm willing to die at the stake for things that I've gotten wrong. What I found that over the years that most people aren't that invested, that their investment is coming up with their own things, right? So Reggie is one of those people. I'm not, right? You know what I'm saying? I say it all the time. Ausar, Jonathan Owens, you know what I'm saying, man, they read the damn meta ledger. Who the hell can do that? Dead language, they didn't dug it up and they doing their thing with it, right? I can't do that. So all I can do is understand Africa, through the lenses of anthropology, man. I rely on African American anthropologists. I rely on German anthropologists, British anthropologists, Australian anthropologists, right? I read papers. I don't go to the paper and then trace out where the hell the person come from. They come from all over the world, right? In this quest, right, to tell authentic history. So there's strong points to what Reggie does, and there's super weak points. He's very, very weak when it comes to science, and I know that. Most of the community is, right? In this arena, in this genre right here, yo, we're very strong when it comes to that. So there's things, there's processes that you don't even got to go through. So, I mean, you're right. Reggie just decided to go up against it, right? If I was him, I wouldn't have did it. That anybody can get it. You know what I'm saying? Jonathan can get it. Reggie can get it. Anybody can get it. It's just that simple. And it's not me, right? We're dealing with the experts, whether they like it or not. And they all don't like it. It's not personal for me. It's just business. So, Reggie was cool until he wasn't. He stepped out on the limb and expect me to tell grown men and women what to say out their mouth. Right? I can only do but so much. Yo, give him a break, chill out. But he kept double down. He kept pushing the line. So it's not that I let people get him, right? Out of respect for me. I tell Cedrick all the time, I say, yo, you give dude too much respect on shit when they wrong, yo. And I never forget, it was in the pandemic. And I was like, man, yo, you cannot let Wu-Ja get away with that, yo. I said, I won't never forgive you for that. I said, I can't respect you if you do that. He said, yeah, but that's your man. I say, no, yo, he's wrong. And our lives are on the line here, yo. And Cedrick understood that. Come on, man. So Cedrick, I think Cedrick is wrong, mad now, because out of love for the community, yo, this is some real shit, right? Out of love for the work that I've been putting in and the struggling with everything around me, yo. You know what I'm saying, yo? He came in with the utmost respect. If y'all go back and listen to the beginning of the show, the nigga made me realize that, yo, I gotta be careful across the board. Because just because a person is really respecting you, don't get their motherfucking ass wrong, yo. It's one of them things where you say, you done fucked up now, Reggie. You done fucked up. This man has never laid out his resume like that before. He told me, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But he never ever tried to play the big boy when he could have. He never tried to play the big scientist. He never had. He sent me his paperwork. I didn't say anything to anybody. He didn't have to do that. He was out front and real with it. I didn't. He didn't want me to blast you the world. He just wanted to be a regular guy like one of us, yo. But when you disrespect that nigga who actually respects you for what you do, then you got a problem. Everybody respected Reggie until he started throwing shots at science, one. Then after that didn't work. Then he started throwing shots at human beings. Then he get up on another channel because you can get some decent views over there and still talk shit. Now the brand can handle it. Right? Simple as that. His brand his cash apps can't handle it. You know what I'm saying? Like his cash apps can't handle this fight. We ain't even get to digging it in and picking them apart yet. He's been fairly warned. This shit we just at the tip of the iceberg. We ain't get started digging. What are y'all serious? We got science on our side. We got 1,000 Egyptologists ranging in all skin color, all ethnicities, yo, that's on their head. What do you mean we just getting started? They running out of ammo. They shooting BBs right now. Think about what we're saying here. We have access to the world through the internet. We have access to people who agree and disagree with the conversation, and we know what it's supposed to sound like. And what they're doing, it don't sound right. So nah, man, you know, Reggie always been cool to me. I come to New York, he showed me love, yo. He makes sure I move comfortably, yo. So that has never been the issue between me and Reggie. That has never been in question. But when he started calling out grown men that I know personally respect this nigga, see, that's what I don't know, right? People be respecting these niggas. They respect that you actually sat at the foot of the elders. They really believe in that. And they say there's a certain level you're supposed to bring with that. So that's why that's why when Cedrick say, man, yo, you'll never be them. Because he's saying that you're not standing on their fucking shoulders no more, dog. Because we can read their books. And to the best of what they was doing, yo, they was trying to give us science. And then the religious thing was a religious thing. But the thing that they stood on was science. That's why Diops was at the scientific conference. Not because he knew everything, because he was a fucking scientist. So if Diops was here right now today, he would look us in the face and say, y'all wrong, man. They right. What else would he say? He would understand, right, the parts that he got wrong, right? In his victory, he would enjoy his victory in a goddamn met on what he did get right. He wouldn't try to act like the shit he didn't get right, he didn't get right. I think he'd be an honorable man and say, I got that wrong. Based off the cultural context, right? Wrong. But I'm glad they recognized that I was fighting at the end of the day for their Africanness. That's what Diaz would say if he was here today. If Dr. Ben was here, he would say, man, I appreciate y'all showing people in my books how I was one of the first, right, at least in the community, to make sure I promoted Charles Darwin and evolution, and how I was fighting over the racist attempt to make these hominids look like white people when that shouldn't have been the case. And the way they used Australopithecus, not from Australia. He would say these things. He would say, yo, I appreciate what you're doing. John Jackson, the atheists, were like, yo, I appreciate you fixing this and fixing that and giving us that, because that's what the hell I was doing in my day. He'd look at the conscious community and say, they're mad. I wouldn't agree with that. That couldn't fit in a scientific conference. Seriously, so I'm sitting over here, yo, with everything. You know what I'm saying? Like intelligent people that understand politics, that understand technology, that actually do real work in their community. Everybody I fuck with do real work. Shout out to Dr. Oyamaya. What y'all talking about? We could showcase a published article that my name is on. I ain't stunting y'all. I don't even need to get mad at y'all. You got people in the community for real. We in these streets for real, right? In board meetings, like you said, Cedrick, getting $1 million grants to help communities. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Mayat don't even showcase her mail track thing no more because the community was so wild and filthy. They was afraid of one little white girl in the daggone cartoon who was actually learning from a black teacher and other black students. Yo, did they banned her shit? I was there, nigga, when the crazy, irritated, wild-ass genie, nigga, wouldn't let me sell her cartoon because of a little white girl. I say, dog, y'all scared of a little white girl? Well, you know, I want my children. So the children can't look at the cartoon because there's one white girl in there sitting at the feet, right, of an African guy talking at African history, so that would kill our children. Mine, I knew right there it was some bullshit, and I'd never forgotten that. That's why I don't fuck with y'all niggas, because y'all don't care about black people for real. You don't care about African people for real. You can't touch no paper to help them. You just touching with your wild ass unsupported mouths you doing. Dr. Mia's touched paper for the community. What you talking about? She graduating black students. You know what I'm saying? Engineering degrees, top level. You know what I'm saying? And wild niggas like Q Butter, you know what I'm saying, take her money, you know what I'm saying, then trash her. That's right. Ain't nobody get that nigga 5 stacks around this motherfucker but Dr. Mayat, because she touching paper for the community. Niggas broke to death, need cash apps. Come on, they help. You ain't helping the black community without no damn bread, without no finances. You know what I'm saying? Without being the right grant. Y'all got grant writers, nigga? Nigga, I got grant writers. Fuck is y'all talking about? Y'all ain't touching no paper to help nobody. That's the real shit. Y'all can't handle the goddamn truth. That's the issue. Y'all can't handle the truth. The truth is, y'all niggas ain't the goddamn fucking Hebrew Israelites, but you can practice that religion if you choose. Y'all niggas ain't the ancient Egyptians, modern or super ancient. Y'all ain't them niggas. Y'all niggas ain't the Native Americans. Y'all not them, yo. Y'all beautiful people that despite wild ass white people from the 1600s that said your motherfucking ass was black because they was marginalizing you, they was separating you, they was pulling you over here and said you was ignorant based off your skin color, and you was 3/4 of a fucking human being because of your skin color, dog. And y'all still on that. The great John Henry Clark say, "Who? We not black people." He say, where's the black person land at? There is no such thing. Y'all ignored that man. And yet you come at us for giving y'all the real shit. So y'all not comfortable with being African. That's the issue, dog. Y'all not comfortable. I'm done, yo.
Yeah, shout out Malcolm too. Malcolm out there doing real work too and shit. You feel me? Malcolm
See? Real work, real resources.
Yeah. Let me say this,
which is crazy though. Hey, which is crazy though. Said like Reggie said Cedrick can't be a part of the conversation because of Black America problem. I guess so. Only Black Americans get attached to Egypt. Like what the like we done like the African American that took ownership of Egypt, nigga. Like we Jesus Christ.
It's a scientific conversation. When and you know what? It illustrates again its flawed reasoning, which I keep attacking. That's an appeal to emotion. That's trying to separate the community now, saying, I don't understand the black struggle. Now, I already explained my reality within the black struggle. It doesn't have to be identical, doesn't make mine less relevant. However, we are over here giving scientific literacy to people to keep away and get away from charlatans, scammers, hustlers, and frauds. That doesn't make me. That doesn't require me to be from a particular ethnicity. Pretty soon,
that was hard.
we're
That
going to
was a
reach
low
to
blow.
the point
That
to
was a
say,
low blow, though, right?
of course it was. So
That
now
was
we go
blow.
rub it. We go again.
The whole United States is made up of migrants and slaves. Hold on, real quick though, Cedrick. Hey, Domo, put Domo chat up real quick, Juju, for me. Let me correct something. Put that up real fast, please. That's important. No, don't know the other one. I hate to say this, but yeah, he says, I hate to say this, but what would you say, Sosa?
Yeah, go ahead. Because it's context to the 350. It's more about
taxes. Yeah, I want to read this out. Let me say, I got you. Watch this. Watch how smooth my shit is. I hate to say this, but 3/5 of the human being claim is low-key pseudo irrelevant. I know, but I had yeah, you're right though, brother. Like, no, they wasn't actually saying you. They was doing it for voting purposes, right? Come on, dog. You know I'm on my A game, Domo. Domo, I don't play with this shit, Domo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was just throwing some hyperbole in the motherfucking game. You know what I mean? But they did say we was monkeys and apes, though, Domo.
Right. He ain't
you're right,
that.
though, for the record. So we're going to correct that statement. Domo, you're absolutely right. They was doing it for voting because they were saying it's too many niggas down here, so we're not going to count one part of you. That shit was funny, right?
Right.
Hey,
yeah, otherwise they have a monopoly on the boats. Shit.
Yeah, absolutely. You thought I was going to cuss out Domo, didn't you? Nigga, I've been.
I just, you know what I'm saying? I make sure niggas feeding out the window.
You know nah.
I like you. You don't want to stand on that one right there, bro.
No, sir. No. Yeah. I don't
again, an illustration of our scientific literacy and our genuineness in the conversation. So that point was valid and correct and was highlighted. We didn't run away from it. We didn't say, Domo, you don't know what you're talking about. This conversation has nothing to do with political science. You're stupid. We didn't do none of that.
No, we highlight the truth. We highlight the truth, yo. And he's right that statement is a pseudo statement. Yeah, I totally agree. You're right. We ain't got the, you know what I mean? Come on, yo. We gonna keep our shit right over here, yo. Where we can have people like Domo. Domo might want to get on the platform, right? Him and Brass might want to talk politics, yo. This is what we do. We do this. It's called scientific literacy, yo. It helps you.
Yeah, we gotta get that Brass Domo politics conversation.
Yeah, we gotta get that. Hey, Domo, I'm expecting you to step up, dog. Now, come on, yo. How many times I got put out the back signal for the help, nigga? God damn. What you doing? Come on, Domo. You playing?
Maybe he
Yeah,
just don't
Domo.
want to.
You talk
No,
about
he's
politics. Domo can't help himself.
Yeah, he like
We
Domo
talk
love
about like
politics.
he
he like
can't
the
help
political
himself with
shit.
politics.
You get to that blackness, you get to talk about the talk about
Shit.
taking away the word nigga.
Nigga,
Don't
he
want to get up
can't
here and cook niggas about that
Boy, he
nigga.
can't,
Like,
boy, he can't help himself.
don't
What
play
you
with
talking
that
about?
nigga.
You
That's
talking
my
about
nigga Domo right there. Don't play with that nigga right there.
shit. He
And
can't help
Domo,
Nigga.
Domo got that cadence. Man, he just pulls you in almost like a Baptist preacher. He got that cadence with him. Ching, smooth with it.
Yeah.
You took down the source though.
Shout out Domo.
Juju.
So two
We're
piece.
still
Two
working on the
piece.
source. Remember now, 7
I
o'clock.
got
We
it.
have another show.
Okay,
scheduled.
yeah. Hold on. Yeah, this week. You're right. Hold on. What time is it? Is
7
all right.
o'clock.
Listen, it's 7 o'clock. Hey, shout out to Domo. Domo, say let him know he pulling up. Appreciate you, Domo. I ain't gonna put you in no shit at all, bro. I'm respect where you like to move and how you like to move. Yo,
Oh, they're saying 7:30.
Yeah, Domo, real one. Shout out Domo.
Yeah, Domo, real
They're
one.
saying 7:30. We got 30 more minutes.
And you know, I don't say that too often.
Say
about that.
7:30.
And Domo,
Really?
and Domo could bang, y'all. Domo can bang. Like, I appreciate Domo because he could bang. And after the fight, like, give a high five and say, man, that was a good left hook. I love that. I love martial arts.
Yeah,
So,
and pause
okay,
on all that banging.
Yeah,
yeah, Brad, you kidding. But Brad,
Oh,
we got
he said that.
30
Okay,
minutes.
nah.
Somebody get Brad's get
Pause
it.
on the
He said
pause,
that like he
Brad.
said that like 5 times. I
Nah,
was
Brad,
cringing.
stop.
Brad, we got 30 minutes or what? What's
We
the
got
time?
30
Yeah,
minutes.
no.
Brad,
Take
you wild,
the
Brad.
30 minutes, but let him on the panel. We're doing it here on the other channel.
What?
Are you ready
We're
now?
doing it on Pseudo
No,
Killas,
I've been
Brad.
ready, but which one
It's
we doing
ready
it
on Pseudo Killas. I don't know what you're talking about. It's already set up.
Okay, who got the keys? I'm out of here.
Man,
All right,
Reggie
I
said,
always got the keys.
Reggie's a pseudo, blackity black, and see you later, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey,
Blackity goo.
Juju. Hey, Juju,
Yeah.
read it. All right, here, I'm going to put this source up here. This is the Hyksos, all right? This is American Research Center in Egypt.
Yeah.
All right, it's a good one. You look, it's the University of California. Y'all see it?
Yeah.
All right.
Danielle Candelora.
Okay, so let's get here. We start right here.
All right. As the word Hyksos is simply the Greek version of an Egyptian.
Oh, wait. You might as well start up here. We got to do it. Go.
So, if you study fake news from ancient Egypt, you would consider the Hyksos a band of nasty, marauding outsiders who invaded and then brutally ruled the Nile Delta until heroic kings expelled them. In fact, the Hyksos had a more diplomatic impact, contributing to progress in culture, language, military affairs, and even the introduction of the iconic horse and chariot. The story of these two competing explanations reveals much about ancient Egypt and this mysterious group.
So y'all heard what Ausar came in here and said, right? Go ahead.
What did he say?
Oh, he said they was invaders and did all this and did that. Said you
well,
know what you're talking about.
We also know that people that are from the area, and they say the Hyksos always been there. So, you know.
Yeah, they coming from Western Levant, but people, man, come on, yo. That's like me moving down south somewhere, yo. We're gonna stop that. You know what I'm saying? Right. Go ahead, though.
So, as a word, Hyksos is simply the Greek version of an Egyptian title, Hekakasu, meaning rulers of foreign lands, hill countries. Which, while much is understood, we know
misunderstood.
While much is misunderstood, we know the Hyksos comprise a small group of West Asian individuals who ruled northern Egypt, especially the Delta, during the Second Intermediate Period.
Mm-hmm.
These rulers were recorded as Egypt's 15th dynasty in the Turin royal canon, the only known kings list that documents their existence. For decades, the writings of the Ptolemaic. Is the P silent, y'all? Ain't nobody answer my question.
Ptolemaic.
Okay, Ptolemaic Egyptian historian Manetho influenced the popular and scholarly interpretations of the Hyksos. Preserved in Josephus's Contra Eponium 1, Manetho presented the Hyksos as a barbaric horde, invaders of an obscure race, who conquered Egypt by force, causing destruction and murdering of enslaving Egyptians. This account continued in Egyptian texts from the Second Intermediate Period and New Kingdom, As Egyptology developed, years of debate over the extent of destruction and the ethnicity of the Hyksos people transpired. Only in more recent decades have the Hyksos been revealed as a small group of rulers, we know of 6, and not a population or ethnic group. Wow.
Say it again, is what?
It's a group of rulers, a small group of rulers, and not a population or ethnic group, the Hyksos.
Where we at? Right here?
What a
Yes.
tangle web we weave.
Oh, hold on. Wait again. Damn. Because I've looked, this is continued to Egyptian text, and it's under here somewhere?
Yeah, I just read to the end there. Do you want me to read that paragraph
Yeah,
again?
read it
for you?
again, because I'm...
So this account continued in Egyptian texts from
okay,
the second intermediate period in New Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
As Egyptology developed,
Mhm.
years of debate over the extent of destruction and the ethnicity of the Hyksos people transpired.
Mm-hmm.
Only in more recent decades have the Hyksos been revealed as a small group of rulers. We know
Like
of
I
6
keep
of them.
saying. I say it all the time. And
And
what?
not a population or ethnic
Remember I
group.
said that? I said it was just foreign chief. Remember I kept
You
telling I
did.
said
You
it's not a
always said they were
people.
just foreign
It's
chiefs.
not a people. So now we're getting into it now. Watch this. See, we're gonna learn something about Egypt right here. Did they say we can't do without reading the Meta? We're not
Lord.
listening to you. Go ahead.
The research that led to this new image began in 1966 when the Austrian Academy of Sciences opened the still ongoing excavation at Tel El Daba, ancient Avaris or Hawat Waret, and identified the site as the Hyksos capital along with nearby archaeological investigations. It became apparent that no sound evidence supported the invasion tale. It became apparent that no sound evidence supported the invasion tale.
Ausar.
Instead,
Reggie,
the
y'all scamming. Stop scamming.
instead the excavations.
Yo, we need a sound bite for that. Scammer.
Yeah, we do. I like that, Cedrick. Scamming. Instead, the excavations at Tel El Daba demonstrated that immigrants from Southwest Asia, the Levant, had been relocating to the Eastern Nile Delta for centuries.
We say it all the time. They going back and forth. They relocating back and forth. There's no magical line there. Although for geological purposes, you know what I'm saying, we say this is Africa. We say this is Levant, right? But people don't know that back then, and they're just migrating back and forth, following the animals, bringing sheep in, bringing all kind of shit. Is what humans do when they.
What are you talking about, Cedrick? You're stupid. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm talking about Black Egypt in the South. What are you talking about? Y'all remember who called me stupid when I said this?
All right, keep going. Where we at?
Was it Reggie? With this immigration peaking in the mid 12th dynasty through the early second intermediate period.
Ausar said the 11th is the 12th. Keep going.
Examination of religious architecture, deities, burial practices, food, and artifacts, such as weapons and toggle pins, all indicate a large population of West Asian individuals. In fact, many of these elements combine Egyptian practices.
Hold on. Hold on. This is important to understanding the makeup of the Nile Valley. This, if you can understand what she's about to read, then you can understand it. In fact, right, Western Asian individuals, okay, pins, toggles indicate a large population of Western Asian individuals. Keep going.
In fact, many of these elements combine Egyptian practices with that of the immigrants, suggesting Tel El Daba was a culturally blended community featuring intermarriage and peaceful coexistence.
So they wasn't seeing them the way the African American is seeing them. Watch this. But could they be Egyptians though? Keep going.
Several West Asian individuals were even officials for Middle Kingdom kings, overseeing trade in the Near East and lucrative mining expeditions to the Sinai Peninsula. Rather than an invasion, it appears that as if the centralized authority of Egyptian kings declined, elites at Tel el-Daba increased their local power until, by a coup or simply a slow, peaceful process that took the Hyksos title and became kings in their own right.
Mm-hmm.
During their rule, Hyksos kings were constantly renegotiating their identities.
Hold on. How could they do that? See, y'all don't know what identity is. Y'all don't know what cultural identity is. And when we explain to you, when I said it to nausea, I say, man, that African Americans, we change our cultural identity. You know, from a couple years, you in the Nation of Islam, you practice Islam. The next thing you know, you're Moor. And the next thing you know, you think you're a Native American, and then you think you're an Egyptian. You're changing your cultural identity in your lifetime. Man, y'all can't understand that? Well, hell, it's happening. Here it go, right in front of your eyes. Look, go ahead. And then we can look at the skin color of these individuals.
During their rule, Hyksos kings were constantly renegotiating their identities.
How? Was they changing their skin color back and forth? So you really? Obviously, skin color wasn't important to being Egyptian. How? Go ahead. Let me stop. I'm getting like
Hyksos
now.
kings were constantly renegotiating their identities as the context demanded, emphasizing Egyptian traditions or their West Asian origins. They adapted elements of Egyptian kingship, including royal titles, throne names, hieroglyphic inscriptions, scribal activity, and worshiping the Egyptian pantheon. Yet they maintained the unusual Hyksos title with their Semitic, Amorite personal names, and the major monuments of their capital city were unmistakably Near Eastern in architectural style.
Keep going.
They
also
here.
Go ahead.
They also melded Egyptian administrative structures with tribal approaches of Amorite groups, like those of the Middle Bronze Age sites of Mari and Qatna. The recent discovery of a fragment of a cuneiform tablet in the palace at Avaris indicates the Hyksos remained in diplomatic contact with the highest Amorite networks, in this case, the old Babylonian dynasty of Hammurabi.
Wow. And there go picture them right there, yo. They ain't looking like no damn white people. Not at all. Not at all. Just for the record. They be talking that talk. Don't know what the hell they talking about. They ain't look like no white people right here. This ain't looking like white people. They ain't white people.
Like no white people.
Them damn white people, yo. All right. So that's a lesson for you. While they're arguing skin color, the real people on the ground is arguing ethnicity. Sometimes they roll with the Amorites. They keep those contacts back all the way back to the old dynasties. What they say, Hammurabi, right? They keep those old contacts when they came from. Sometimes they live in Egyptian life, baby.
So wait a minute.
All right.
So when these invaders came, they didn't uproot their whole civilization and usurp and uproot the Egyptians?
Nah.
They didn't do that. So their homeland and their capital remained intact. So they only sent a small contingent over there. Wow.
They was just kings. You know, like you got you chieftains and shit. You're like, yo, we got the trade back, from our homeland. Blase, blase. We got the connects. They down there fighting. They shit is weak, yo. We got this.
My question is then, why is Reggie scamming?
Becker, where did they go? This is a good one. Biotech, right? Excellent guy on the subject, right? Where did the Hyksos come from and where did they go? That's a good read for y'all, all this. So, yeah, yo, we not in, and so for me, right? The quality of information is always important. And then I like to always, if it's a serious topic, right? I like to get the archeological survey on it because I can't read the damn meta-nature, right? And I can't afford to have people cheating because they be cheating with the meta. They act like they doing something, right? So I got the actual scientific conference on them. All right.
Unc,
You
That's what
know,
I
Unc.
do.
There's that
let me make a point.
Unc. The,
Let me make a
them,
point for a second there, Stupies. These individuals can admit that there was a Seti, a Tawi, and that these different cultures identify themselves by a place name or something else. No other group, none in the whole lexicon identify themselves by skin color,
Yeah.
hair color, toenail color, fingernail color, no color.
Mm-mm.
Until we get to the Egyptians and a group of Americans, or a group of westernized Africans here in the western part of the world want to
Westernized.
decide that these group of people identify themselves the same way that we now do as black people.
Mm-hmm.
Do you hear how silly the argument is in its
That's right.
inception? It denotes an inability to reason. There is a confirmation bias here that is being engaged in because of our particular paradigm. The fact that we have been led to believe that there is a particular phenotype that identifies the African. Even if we go to Sudan, we can identify these people as different from someone from Chad, as different from someone from Somalia, because there is no one singular phenotype that identifies you as Africans. We cannot accept that Tunisians are not blackity black, that they range in skin tones and they're predominantly light skin. We call them Arabs. This is disingenuous. These people are Muslim by religion, but they're not Arab by ethnicity. They are Tunisians, they are Libyans, they're Algerians, they're Moroccans, they're indigenous Africans. And this simple fact of reality seems to just go over their ability to comprehend.
You know what's funny?
um,
Did you want to
just,
say something, Sosa?
I wanted to say something. Oh, so sorry. I
Sosa,
No,
wanted to
Sosa
say
let
something.
you
Steve's
speak.
wanted to say something.
There's this young lady from South Africa now that is causing an upheaval. Her name is Tyler, Tyla. She said that she's colored. Now,
Right.
black people in America and don't like the word colored. But when we look at colored as referred to in South Africa,
Yeah, that's
It's a
colored
exact.
are
caste
the most,
system, though. That's a whole
yeah,
different
no,
social
no, no.
structure.
It's not a caste system, it's a
Somewhat.
classification system.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
just as I was said, black.
It's racialized though, but they
Yeah.
stuck on. Yeah, they use the
Yeah,
color.
yeah, it's
We
racialized, but this is what I'm
yeah
saying. They're the
yeah we
most
said the hell with
genetic
that.
diverse people in the world, the colored people in South Africa. When they
Facts.
do the DNA test, they have
Mm-hmm.
Indians, Chinese, Europeans, South Africans,
Mm-hmm.
DNA in the system almost equally.
Mm-hmm.
Could not be if we should look at the Egyptian now. There might vary in looks, there's no one straight look for a colored person.
Right. I
Could
get your
we
point.
say could we say the Egyptians, based upon the influx of people, the original people who were there, the Africans,
Mm-hmm.
the southern Africans who came in, the other northern Africans who came in, the Europeans who came in, the Mediterranean who came in, wouldn't it be safer, although you don't like the word color, but based on the South African classification of race,
No,
wouldn't it be safer to call the Egyptians colored?
no, because there's
No, I
still
Why?
hear no, they don't no, I
no.
hate no. I don't know about calling them that, but I think your example is great.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're just talking about how diverse they is, and
Right.
based off the
Right,
three continents that intersect right there at the area confluence,
right.
you can see why the back and forth would give high levels of diversity in skin complexion and all that, right? But that is not what the diversity is not what's making them Egyptian. It's the culture to make them Egyptian,
It's
yo.
a culture.
So when you go down south, right, you're gonna have a different type of diversity, more browner people. Like so the argument that we're actually having is like being at a football game, a very, very important football game. And the quarterback drops back and throws a bomb, right? and the quarterback gets hit, but he don't actually get hit late. But one of the offensive linemen jump up and say, man, he was late. He don't see the flag down the field where it was some pass interference, which would put the ball actually on the 1 yard line. The lineman is arguing because he don't see the victory that they got. Although the referee might not have called a penalty on the pass on the roughing the passer, right? But the other ref called a flag, which would put you on one. He keeps arguing, not even realizing that you're actually at the one now, to the point where the ref throw his ass out the motherfucking game and give him a 15-yard penalty. So now one of your best blockers is thrown out the game, right? Nullifying the guy there going pass interference right back there, and the ball is back in the same place. You ain't gained shit, and you lost the damn player. That's what we got in the conscious community. They already admitted that they was indigenous African. All you gotta do is look up the word indigenous. People, how is a social construct? No, it means they indigenous to that land. No matter what other humans, right, migrate in and get married and come out, they still indigenous. That doesn't stop your indigenousness. Native Americans today, they're indigenous. They still indigenous people, no matter what's been into their gene pool. Like, how y'all not understand that? Oh, no, what I'm saying is, you don't know what the hell you saying. Oh, nah, yo, what about before the Europeans and the Africans came to America? Well, they was isolated on a fucking continent called America once the daggone the bridge closed down because the water, the ice caps now melt. Now the water level rises, so they don't have a super diverse population in the Americas. They don't have that area confluence where people's going back and forth. They don't have that. They're not that diverse. That's why we know that they're the later population based off their genetic diversity. It's not at the level where in Africa they have the most genetic diversity. That's how we know that's where the population starts at. So that's not an issue. There is no evidence that a whole population left. And by the way, if you say the population left and went to Kenya or the mountain to move some damn where, now you actually disrespecting another indigenous African culture. You're saying no. You know you really Egyptian. You black Egyptian. You not Kenyan. Y'all come from up there. Because there might be a couple zealots in the community that run across a daggone show in America acting like they left. And so of course, you get people just watching TV and shit under the influence of colonialism say, yeah, you know, we might be the Egyptians. And do you forget about your whole history? They do it in West Africa. You got people in West Africa right now acting like they Egyptians. Because they didn't heard a conversation from one of us. Of course, you got people that say they black because they under the influence of colonialism. But the people themselves, for real, on a whole, they don't say that. We just had a reporter, come on, Chill, shout out to Chill, and told us that he did interviews from Cairo to old Cairo to Memphis, right? To the goddamn where the pyramids at, right? He say now where the pyramids was, nigga, they was like, yeah, nigga, how you doing, brother? We black. Yeah, because that's where where you make all your money at, of course. But outside of that little area where they selling all the stuff and you need to spend your money at, right? They ain't even understand the question. They were like, we Egyptians. Even when you went down south in Aswan and in the island, Elephantine, they be like, we Egyptians. I don't know, black. I don't mind, but no, that's not. I'm African. I don't mind being African. The closer you got to the Mediterranean, they was a little shaky with the African term. Definitely saying, hell no, we ain't black. Right? That's 4,100 miles of river, though. But consistently, right, they was think you was tripping when you said they was black. Consistently in all areas, except the area where they selling your artifacts. Anyway, where you at, Sosa? Where you at, Gideon, Juju? You want to add something? What time is it? Yo, we get ready. Yeah, it's time to, hey, man, listen, man, stay right here, right? How many people in this motherfucker, man? We got, shit. We got,
but But I need to throw a spanner on this because I just saw this and I laugh. In 2008, the 20,000 Chinese that lived in South Africa asked to be classified as black, and they
Oh,
were
Juju,
legally
you can. Hey,
classified as.
Juju, you can go ahead and kill that though, Juju. You playing? I seen your text. Go ahead, do that. Do you do? Damn, ain't got to be up for that. Yeah, go ahead. But we hold on. We want to make sure, yo, we got an excellent conversation coming up, man. And we have
What's the new thing coming up? What
watch. It's
show
a
you
good
have at
one.
7:30?
We have been dealing with Juju.
Yeah.
Give us a synopsis. What is the show 7:30 about?
Huh?
Give us a breakdown
What
on
we
the show.
dealing with?
Show at 7:30. What would be
Breakdown
the
of what?
topic?
The
The show
show,
that
the
starts at
brain,
7:30.
the brain.
Oh, sorry. I stepped away again.
On purpose. That's why you gonna get us the Dan Wisham comment. We ain't doing that.
Leave me
Go
alone.
ahead.
Don't do me. So the brain conversation. So what we're doing is we are
About determination.
dealing with. So are we talking about the debate or the conversations we've been
It's
having?
not
'Cause
even a
it's-
debate. Just we're having a conversation
oh,
about
tonight.
Oh yeah,
tonight.
I
We're
want
actually
in
doing
on
a
that.
weigh-in, and it's going to be
Yeah. It's a
compatibilism
light comes. Right.
versus determinism is what it is. Okay,
Do you have free will or not?
Compatibilism.
Do we have free
you
will?
have free will or not, and those are the two like opposing arguments. Which I personally don't think they're that much opposing, but we'll see.
Bing, 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 bing.
Right.
They're very opposing.
Huh?
They're very opposing.
Okay. We'll
Yeah,
see. But
yeah.
yeah,
One is saying we don't have you know.
Naturalist rule, baby. Naturalism rules, baby.
But yeah, we got 113 people, 113,000 building, man. We had up to about 130. So, man, make sure y'all support the next show coming up like that. It's a real powerful show, man. And remember, yo, we had these conversations of Black each of that. We also want to deal with the what's going through the minds of the humans that's making these types of arguments. What how have they been affected? Like you can tell a person and that's been like had some type of trauma in their life, right? And you can tell the way it acts out. You can tell about people who's been sexually abused, right? Or mentally and physically abused. You know what I'm saying? Women has been in very toxic relationships, right? There's a certain demeanor they have until they work through their trauma. And I'm letting you know that there's a certain trauma, right, that's associated and has been carried on since the days of Martin Luther King, right? When we got an ability to spend our money when we spend our money at, right? And it's just this color thing we got. It's strong in America, man. And so it's unfathomable for African Americans, right? And Americans, period, to even see a world without placing color on it. But for the first 350,000 years of Homo sapiens sapien, they didn't actually place this on color like that. They didn't put special treatment to you being better because of your color. That's for the first 350,000 years, right? So that's why we appreciate Jonathan Owens, right, and Dr. Reggie for uncracking an untold secret that the Egyptians was the first races on planet Earth. They was the first races, people that actually promoted and glorified skin color over everybody else's skin color. And with that, we appreciate that good work they did, yo. And I think they get that $1 million check for overthrowing, you know, the academic community. Go ahead, Cedrick.
Let me tell you, I'm gonna keep taking my shots. Reggie, is Smash's book in a library? Because Reggie, I remember distinctly you making a video talking about so-called authors in the Black conscious community and how they prepare books. We can buy them on Amazon, but you won't find them in a museum, in a library. The place you have to have a card to go to, and definitely not a college library. Remember, Reggie? Are we gonna find Smash's book peer-reviewed, Reggie, and in a reputable library, Reggie? You see, you talk with both sides of your mouth, but you forget that you're dealing with pseudo killers. And our scientific literacy allows us to hear your arguments carefully. We agree We agree. When you're attempting to move the bar, to interject new information into the equation, which Smash Book miserably fails to do with his one point of his conjecture, without substantiating the claim, without supporting the claim, just making the empty claim and continuing with the actual science. That's disingenuous. You claim to be making groundbreaking feats. You didn't in your book. You know you didn't, because you couldn't do it. You're a coward of the highest degree, because you attempt to be the bully in the community based on a flawed reasoning that you can play with a dictionary as if that's a unique skill. You fraudulent come out with a book claiming to prove that the ancient Egyptians called themselves black. You couldn't even make that claim in the title of your book. And we know that book is not going to get reviewed. Smash. You need to understand and find out what falsifying is. Before you understand that principle, don't mention the pseudo killers or anything again. There is no debate. You're a clown. I said it. You're just a clown. You're a grown man who's attempting to be play cosplay. Pew, 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 pew. And your whole pseudo army. Reggie, stop. Stop. I'm going to do what Dr. LaRode suggested. From now on, you are irrelevant to the point I won't mention you again. But I'm sure bet you're going to continue calling my name, because you know your arguments are flawed. Your reasoning is unsound. You're scamming the people and you're plain out lying. Stop strawmanning the pseudo killers. We don't make any claims. We address the pseudo claims that you make, the unsupported, unsubstantiated claims based on your emotional standpoint. And that is obvious that you're an emotional grown man that can't handle an actual scientific debate. So stop claiming your scholarliness and your literacy, because you're proven to be very, very scientifically illiterate. Stop it, Reggie. You don't want nothing to do with me, really. Like Stu P said, beating up on an infant is unfair. And in the real life, Reggie, you ain't holding no candle to me, never, ever. You ain't my elder. Nobody in the chat or anywhere make a claim that I need to respect Reggie. Reggie doesn't respect himself. Stop begging for cash apps after you're telling people nonsense. Find yourself a home, Reggie. I'm done.
Yeah, it's DQ, baby. Pseudo Killas, what up? What up? What up? Check. Tapping in, what's the subject? Evolution or revolution, we ain't done yet. Laying flat like Sanchez, this a bomb threat. I know my flow like Angozi. Source up and show me, homie. You shut up and mute up a moment. The mad scientist, I'm knowing all the components. We own it, and we gon' off it if it's pseudo. You do know we don't entertain that keyboard judo. That big Bobby banger out of Baltimore. Done it all, shopper folks. Sold a little something, but I taught you more than your average teacher. I had to reach you at your level to bring you up. No devil can never beat you. With precision of a magi, the information supplied by some guys get debunked online. CK and Juju, I chill in the cut. But if you boys wanna fade, then I'm chefing you up. I organized lie, the beats are disorganized truth every time. Kudos, who those niggas? Decorated pseudo killers. Space age Africans, back again. An organized lie, the beats are disorganized truth every time. Kudos, who those niggas? Decorated pseudo killers. Space age Africans, tapping in. I always been fly, that's an actual omen. You can catch me in the sky, ask Anthony Bowman. You see me with his telescope, I was actually floating. off some good kush. The Sabio is actually growing. See, Gullah and Kent is where the money gets spent. Them boys got some books that cost as much as your rent.
Subscribe to the Pseudo Killas. Subscribe to the community of skeptics. Hit the like button. Stick around for the next show. The way in.
Scholastically, haphazardly, turn your camera on and look me in my eyes. And please do subscribe. 8 to 80, blind, cripple, or crazy. You in for a new surprise. It's DQ, a organized lie. Defeats a disorganized truth every time. Kudos, who those niggas? Decorated pseudo killers. Space sage Africans, back again. An organized lie. Defeats a disorganized truth every time. Kudos, who those niggas? Decorated pseudo killers. Space sage Africans, tapping in.